Hi, everyone. Welcome back for part two. We'll wait for people to get in here. Hi, Grandma, are you in here? Hello, everyone. We're going to get back into it in a little bit. We had an excellent session today regarding reading the documents that were filed on behalf of the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, that there be no more obstructions, that there be no more delays, that there be no more hindrances, that there be no more intimidation, harassment. Hi, Michelle. And we had a great session, and we're going to pick that up here in a little bit. Hi, Susie. I'm so glad you're all coming back. Thank you so much for letting me have a break. My like I said, I only slept a couple hours last night, and my throat after that was just starting to get so dry. And it still is, but thank you so much. Hi, Ginger Girl. Thank you so much. And I did toss some wrenches out, if you notice, because Grandma's doing a fabulous job. But earlier she was manning a large crowd by herself. So if you're okay and that you have one, I appreciate the help and helping Grandma out. She's the OG. She's she's the OG. She's been with me since the beginning. But let me know, Ginger Girl. You have one. Let me know if you're good with it. You're such a good active part of our community. And if there's anyone who really wants to mod, let me know. We're getting a lot of groups in here, and for the most part, everyone's been very, very, very cordial. And oh my goodness, no way! You are such a wonderful collaborative part of the community. You just let me know. I think you'll shine, my friend. You will shine. I have complete faith in you. But we are going to get back to it here in a little bit. I just wanted you to know that I have so much hope that this is we're going to read the second part of the documents, and it is the RICO Act, which is very serious and alarming that it's at this level. Um, as a community, not just us, true crime community, this is going to affect the community, affect not only everyone, but also, it's a positive for Seth and it's a positive for Sebastian. And it's really standing up for Sebastian's rights to have a search for him. And we talked about in the first part that because they mentioned because the FBI flyer, he has him listed as his status as a runaway, that is to infer he is alive, and therefore the delaying of searching for him and impeding that is endangering him. So that is brought up. So we covered a lot. There was a lot of information in there. They mentioned what were they calling it? Not the circuit. Help me out, guys. The criminal, la 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 la. I can't think about it. But anyway, I'll come to it. But they mentioned the defendants are the barbecue lady and Granny's watching, as well as 50 other inclusives. Hi, Lori Stewart. 50 other inclusives. I'm just recapping. So, and I don't want to miss anything. I'm okay. Hello. Welcome in. Bev Hilleman, welcome. Let me see. Lori, hi. Lori Stewart. Thank you, Ginger Girl. Grandma. Susie at 73. I'm so glad you're back. Michelle Scott. So good to see you. So the document we covered almost half, and it really is just speaking out for the rights of Sebastian to be able to be looked for in a very serious situation and not having to stop for all of the distractions and threats and fears. I mean, Nick the Hat. I mean, Seth, obviously, what he's been through is the worst, and Sebastian, but Nick the Hat, wow, that's something. And we haven't even gotten to all of it. So, hi, Julie Skolnick. Thank you so much for being here. Great to have you, Julie. Yes. Let me go ahead and let you know who is the criminal enterprise. There you go. So RICO is what is being filed, and it is very serious. You really have to prove you're not innocent until proven guilty with RICO. You're really more so having to prove your innocence. Hi, Jenny Mount. You lurk as much as you want. We're glad you're here. I'm glad you popped in to say hi. And so sorry, I lost my train of thought. But all of this is going on and impeding, the search. So what this is the RICO is federal. That's where I was. It's very serious, but also, as Justin pointed out when he was in here earlier, there are some states who adopted the state RICO. Hi, Mr. E. Welcome back in. Thank you. Yes, my throat was just giving out on me. Thank you so much. So this is something that, as all of us who care about Sebastian, we would just want this to be the end of this, and all of us just focus on Sebastian. And that's what, you know, we can hope for, and just keep hoping for the best for Seth. And I'm so grateful of the support that he does have, that's standing strong and has great connections to assist with this. And I hope this really gets really, gets things to where we can make some progress and get some answers, and that maybe that this filing right here will allow someone to, hi, Sandy. Oh, you're wonderful. This filing will, welcome back. This filing will allow some people, or if there is someone who knows something, to have the comfort to come forward because of, these protections that are hopefully coming into play. So, P. hi, how are you? Hi, Kai, how are you? I didn't realize you were, um, yes, yes, that's a great way to look at it, Kai, or Chai. Until we hear otherwise, right? We're rescuing. It's just a great way to look at that. Thank you so much. I love your channel too. You guys are a great trio. Great trio. So we recapped a little bit, and I just wanted to remind all of you in the chat, please be kind to each other even if you disagree, because we are all here for the common good of Sebastian Rogers. So I really appreciate it if we just respect that, to disagree and not get at it in the chat. The whole reason we're here tonight, the whole reason this is going on, is because of that kind of controversy and inability to accept that we can all have differing opinions, but we're here for a common cause. So let's remember that in the chat, please. And I welcome you all, and I so appreciate that you're here for Sebastian. And Tuesday is the press conference at 10 a.m. Will be back to teaching. My break will be over, but when I get home, I'll rewatch it with you. So, and I'm sure, Mr. E, will you be covering that as it's happening? Hi, Victoria. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you all for letting me have a break. You all are wonderful. I do want to let you know for the members that I did this morning put some videos to members only in light of what's going on. I just think we see that they have a lot and they're on this and they're doing this, and I feel like we don't have to feel desperate to figure this out right now. I feel our best move right now is to report, keep Sebastian's name out there, and let them do their job and not try and do the sleuthing right now. Let's just let this play out a little bit. I think, in my opinion, that's the direction I'd like us all to go right now, and respect the process. Oh, wow, Mr. E, that's really cool. Mr. E's Crimecast may have one of the attorneys on next week. Oh, wow. Let me know. Let us know, please. Love to watch it. If I'm teaching, I'll watch it on the replay. Y'all are so entertaining. I could not, Mr. E, when Mrs. E was giggling so hard over the machete, and then Seth's look at the end, I was just roaring. It was just so fun. You know, it's hard to get lighthearted moments in true crime, but that was a classic one, and it's just wonderful. You have a very warm, reasonable, logical, factual channel. It's wonderful. Yeah, Mr. E, I was just absolutely roaring. It was just so much fun. And once in a while we do need to have a little fun. So, not, you know, our topics aren't always the easiest. Okay, well, without further ado, welcome into everyone. And I'm going to start to get started, reminding us that we were at, oh, you guys wanted to know, did I let you all know again who is in the, so far mentioned in the documents? Let me go ahead and do that. So they are, so far who has been mentioned is Barbecue Lady, Granny's Watching, Brat Norton, sorry, CI, Katie, Jill, Bowdy Movin', Character Analysis, A. Coleman, Queen Bee, Clue, and Katie and Chris Proudfoot. So far, that is who has been mentioned in this. And it is, the plaintiffs are Seth Rogers, Tony Mathis, Nick the Hat, Dog the Bounty Hunter, At Night, Hong, and 3 other individuals. And I'm not sure, I believe they're content creators, and I'm not sure what channels they belong to, as well as Bullhorn Betty. So I'm going to go ahead and share. I left it where we were, so we can pick right up. I believe we are still in the timeline. Is it this one? Let me make sure I'm in the right one. No, it's this one. Oh, did it go back? Okay. I'm going to have to, let me get it real quick. me see something real quick. No, it's not that. Okay, hold on. I will have to get it to a different page because I don't want to show. It went back. And we were on page. Does anyone remember exactly what page we were on? So let me get to. I think we were at let's see. Yeah, we were there. We did that. Hold on. I'm trying to find our spot, friends. Visit amongst yourselves. Had we started with Bullhorn Betty yet? I think we are at, let me come on over. I think we are we at Bullhorn Betty? Page 28 last time you looked. Had I started Bullhorn Betty, my friends? No? I was midway through Tony Mathis. Thank you, Sandy. But Tony was, so wait a minute. Tony is after Bullhorn then? No, I don't think we did Bullhorn Betty. Okay, because it's Brittney J's right before Bullhorn. Okay, so we are at Bullhorn Betty. So I will share this with you. Okay. So here we go. This is plaintiff Bullhorn Betty. Count 1, defamation, harassment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress against Bullhorn Betty, and then Pennsylvania common law. Plaintiff Bullhorn Betty, also known, incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. A true and correct copy of the sworn declaration of Bullhorn Betty is attached, Exhibit 58. Defendants Sang and Trude, which is Granny's Watching and Barbecue Lady, engaged in a well-coordinated campaign of defamation, harassment, and intimidation against Ms. Griffin as described in her declaration. This campaign involved multiple people acting in a concert to damage her reputation, disrupt her work, and instill fear in her daily life. See Griffin Declaration. Defendant Sang, which is Granny's Watching, initially targeted Ms. Griffin in 2021, with the attacks intensifying as Ms. Griffin's profile grew, particularly during the high-profile investigation of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers in March 2024. Granny's Watching labeled Ms. Griffin a tragedy pimp and a grifter, and disseminated false information, all with intent to harm Ms. Griffin's reputation and credibility. See Griffin Declaration. Under Pennsylvania law, these statements constitute defamation per se, as they impute dishonorable conduct to Ms. Griffin, damaging her reputation in her profession. The defamatory and harassing conduct also included false reports to law enforcement, resulting in Ms. Griffin's unjust arrest based on fabricated claims from people under Singh's influence, which is Granny, thereby disrupting her investigations and damaging her professional standing. So they're saying it resulted in Ms. Griffin's unjust arrest because they put in false reports to law enforcement on fabricated claims from people under Granny Swatching's influence, thereby disrupting her investigations and damaging her professional standing. These acts meet the criteria for harassment under Pennsylvania law, which criminalizes actions intended to cause emotional distress or fear of harm. Defendant Barbecue Lady soon joined forces with Granny's Watching, amplifying false accusations and coordinating efforts to keep the attacks sustained over time. Their coordinated behavior further included encouraging followers to participate in harassment campaigns against Bullhorn Betty, resulting in a continuous effort to harm her emotionally, professionally, and financially. See Griffin Declaration. This extreme and outrageous conduct meets the elements of intentional infliction of emotional distress under Pennsylvania common law, as the acts were committed with reckless disregard for the likely harm they would cause. Just crazy. This is over searching for a child. You'd think everyone would be searching. It's just craziness. Count 2, cyber stalking and cyber harassment against Andrea Griffin, Bullhorn Betty. Plaintiff Griffin incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. The coordinated attacks by defendants involve cyber harassment and cyber stalking that included doxing Ms. Griffin's home address and encouraging followers to send threatening messages. As a result, Ms. Griffin feared for her safety and had to take extra precautions to protect herself and her family. Excuse me. This conduct violated the Pennsylvania law, which prohibits electronic communications intended to harass or intimidate. Additionally, defendants Granny's Watching and Barbecue Lady, along with their associates, incited online harassment and stalking by using electronic platforms to threaten Ms. Griffin and disseminate harmful messages. This pattern of behavior constitutes cyber stalking under the law, Pennsylvania law, and falls under the scope of federal law, 47 U.S.C. 223, which criminalizes the use of telecommunications to harass or threaten another person. See Griffin Declaration. The continuous nature of the threats and harassment, including the dissemination of defamatory content and the mobilization of followers to participate in these actions, caused Ms. Griffin to suffer substantial emotional distress. The persistent nature of these acts shows a deliberate attempt to terrorize and harm her through sustained cyber harassment. Terrible. We should all be working together to find this child. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Count 3. And she went to jail. Went to jail for Sebastian. I mean, think of it that way. Count 3, civil conspiracy and coordinated defamation. Plaintiff Griffin incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as fully set forth herein. The defendants, Granny and Barbecue, conspired with other individuals, including online personas such as Queen Bee and Ant and @Burnt Now, to engage in a concerted defamation campaign aimed at discrediting Ms. Griffin. See Griffin Declaration. The conspiracy involved agreeing to defame Ms. Griffin and encouraging others to participate in coordinated harassment, meeting the elements of civil conspiracy under and then the Pennsylvania law. The conspiracy included overt acts such as disseminating defamatory statements sharing plaintiff Griffin's personal information and inciting followers to engage in harassment. These actions disrupted Ms. Griffin's professional relationships and caused significant reputational harm as she was falsely accused of engaging in fraudulent schemes and inappropriate relationships. See Griffin Declaration. Wow. The organized and continuous nature of these attacks demonstrates a coordinated strategy by the defendants to damage Ms. Griffin's personal and professional life, further establishing a pattern of conspiracy under Pennsylvania law. See Griffin Declaration. The malicious intent behind these defamatory statements and acts of harassment evidences an unlawful agreement to harm Ms. Griffin. Wow. Everyone's been through a lot, haven't they? Count 4. Not more than Sebastian, though, right? Count 4. Interference with prospective business relations. Restatement, second of torts. Plaintiff Griffin incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. The false accusations made by defendants about Ms. Griffin's involvement in fraudulent activities were intended to disrupt her business relationships, including her work on high-profile cases. These statements caused some individuals to distance themselves from Ms. Griffin due to reputational damage, leading to actual financial harm. Under the Restatement of Torts 766, intentional interference with prospective contractual relations occurs when improper conduct is used to disrupt another's business opportunities. Defendants' repeated defamatory remarks and encouragement of harassment against Ms. Griffin constitutes such improper conduct, preventing her from securing work and maintaining professional relationships. The intent to disrupt Ms. Griffin's business endeavors and professional reputation is evident from defendants' coordinated attacks, there's coordinated again, and defamatory statements which qualify as harassment under, and that's the Pennsylvania law, as they were made with the intent to cause harm to her professional standing. See Griffin Declaration. Count 5, violation of the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. For those of you who weren't here earlier, racketeering is a type of organized crime that involves a pattern of illegal activity for profit. Okay? Everyone doing okay in the chat? I'm going to keep going for a little while, and then I'll be back in the chat and welcome whoever's come in since. Welcome in if you've come in since I started reading. Thank you so much for being here. So here we go. This is RICO. This is racketeering. Plaintiff Griffin incorporates by reference all the preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendants Sang and Trude, which is Granny's Watching and Barbecue, along with their associates, engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity through an enterprise engaged in ongoing criminal conduct. Wow. Including defamation, harassment, stalking, and conspiracy. This activity constitutes a violation of the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and the Federal RICO Act, which prohibit the use of an enterprise to engage in a pattern of racketeering activity. The enterprise involved multiple individuals acting in concert to harm Ms. Griffin through repeated acts of defamation, cyber harassment, and intimidation, designed to damage her reputation, disrupt her work, and cause her emotional and financial harm. See Griffin Declaration. The actions of defendants Granny and Barbecue were not isolated, but demonstrated a continuous effort to undermine Miss Griffin's professional credibility and personal safety. Barbecue and Granny conspired with other online personas, including Queen Bee and at Burnt Now, to participate in an organized campaign targeting Miss Griffin. Did I read this already? These coordinated acts included the dissemination of false and defamatory statements, the publication of Miss Griffin's personal information, doxing, and the incitement of others to engage in harassment. See Griffin Declaration. This pattern of related acts demonstrates the continuity and relatedness required under, and it gives the two Pennsylvania or the United States law and the Pennsylvania law. The enterprise engaged in overt acts of racketeering, including defamation and false reports. Barbecue and Granny made false statements about Miss Griffin, accusing her of exploiting tragedies and engaging in fraudulent schemes which damaged her reputation and professional opportunities. See Griffin Declaration. Cyber harassment and cyber stalking. The defendants and their associates engaged in repeated acts of cyber harassment, including threats and the publication of Miss Griffin's home address, which placed her in fear for her safety. Conspiracy to disrupt investigations. Defendants coordinated false reports to law enforcement aimed at disrupting Miss Griffin's investigative work and discrediting her professional efforts. See Griffin Declaration. The acts of defamation, harassment, and conspiracy were committed with the specific intent to further the enterprise's unlawful objectives. The repeated targeting of Miss Griffin, combined with similar attacks on other plaintiffs, demonstrates the ongoing and organized of the enterprise's criminal conduct, satisfying the requirements of, and it gives the Pennsylvania and United States law for a pattern of racketeering activity. See Griffin Declaration. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink. Defendant Barbecue's public statements further demonstrate the existence of the enterprise and its purpose. For example, Barbecue's acknowledgement of a, quote, chain of command, end of quote, for sharing defamatory content reflects a structured plan, organized, structured, to disseminate harmful information and incite harassment against Ms. Griffin and others, evidencing the existence of a corrupt organization. See Griffin Declaration. The racketeering activity caused significant harm to Ms. Griffin's personal, emotional, and professional life. The continuous nature of the enterprise's attacks not only damaged her reputation, but disrupted her business and placed her in a constant fear for her safety. See Griffin Declaration. The financial harm and emotional distress resulting from these activities further demonstrate the impact of the racketeering conduct. Count 6, conspiracy to violate the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and RICO Act. This is where it really gets serious. All the RICO stuff. They say it's harder. 98% of the RICO cases do not beat RICO. And you have to, it's not like normal where you're innocent till proven guilty. You do need to prove yourself innocent with RICO. So this is really serious. And we all need to really, really pay attention. All of us as a community, as a true crime community. Plaintiff Griffin incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendants Barbecue and Granny conspired with each other and other members of their online network to violate the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and Federal RICO Act by agreeing to engage in a pattern of racketeering activity aimed at harming Miss Griffin and other plaintiffs. The conspiracy included a common plan and purpose to defame, harass, and intimidate Miss Griffin and others through coordinated efforts involving false statements, threats, and cyber harassment. The defendants and their associates, such as Queen Bee and At Burnt Now, committed numerous overt acts in furtherance of this conspiracy. So I don't think I added At Burnt Now. So that's another one. At Burnt Now. So 14 have been named so far. So They are, oops, sorry. Where did I just go? No, I'm back here, right? Oh, darn it. Oh, here we go. So the defendants and their associates, Queen Bee and Burnt Now, committed numerous overt acts in furtherance of this conspiracy, including spreading false and defamatory statements. The defendants repeatedly disseminated defamatory content about Ms. Griffin and incited others to join in the harassment. See Griffin Declaration. Inciting followers to engage in harassment, defendants encouraged their audience to participate in a coordinated campaign of harassment against Ms. Griffin involving threats, doxing, and public shaming. See Griffin Declaration. Disseminating personal information. The conspiracy involved the publication of Ms. Griffin's home address and other personal details, which placed her at risk of physical harm. See Griffin Declaration. Each act committed by the conspirators in furtherance of this unlawful objective constitutes an overt act under Pennsylvania law and federal law. The agreement to engage in such criminal conduct and the execution of the coordinated attacks support a claim for conspiracy to violate the Corrupt Organizations Act. The defendant's statements and actions clearly show an organized and ongoing effort to harm Ms. Griffin and others, revealing the existence of an enterprise engaged in racketeering activity. The conspiracy has caused severe emotional distress, reputational harm, and financial damage to Ms. Griffin. See Griffin Declaration, demonstrating the intent to carry out a pattern of racketeering activity. Okay, I'm going to come over, see how y'all are doing. How's everyone doing? I wish they would give specific examples like they do with Brittney. Maybe it's coming up. Hi, VKW, 1973, Capital K Productions. Chai, I don't know. I don't know that answer either. I asked that earlier. Is barbecue on just TikTok, friends, or is she also on YouTube? Good question. I was wondering that too earlier. Yeah, we're now at a point, friends, where they're doing the legwork. They're doing, the legwork. They're getting things done. People were hi cheese VR. Roxy's World, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Victoria, thank you back. Julie Skolnick, thank you for being back. Barb Hare. Grandma, of course, thank you for everything. Mr. E. So Ginger Girl says, yes, a great division occurred when the family didn't come together to help search and find Sebastian, in my opinion. Yes, in my opinion, I agree. It was befuddling to people, right? I mean, remember just a couple of years ago, we were watching the Petitos and the Schultzes, right? And they were they still are. And then, this is going on. I just have a very hard time with the lack of searching. I really do. And not wanting others to. If you're not going to do it, why don't you want others to do it? Anyway, in my opinion. So, welcome in. Sandy, I know, I think, yes, with Brittney, they gave examples. I don't think we get specific ones. I read it till the wee hours of the morning, so I don't recall. Welcome in, True Crime for You. You think so? Now, can you tell me, do you have a reasoning? Do you understand this a little bit more? Let us know. I hope it's not, because this is the very thing, hopefully, that will deter the Insanity, the circus. Sandy says she believes she's only on TikTok. Thank you, Sandy. Yes, that first day, Chai. Chris and Seth went and searched together that first day. And we'll talk another time about the conversation they had when they returned to the house, but today is not the day. Okay, so she's a TikTok person, but comes on panels. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Thank you all for being here. Let's keep reading. We are back to Brittney J. Defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress against Brittney J. Plaintiff Brittney J incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. A true and correct copy of the sworn declaration of Brittney J is attached as Exhibit 59 and incorporated by reference herein, as detailed in the Jackson Declaration. Jackson's Brittney J. Defendants Jessica Sang, which is Granny and known as Granny's Watching, and her associates engaged in a relentless campaign of defamation and emotional abuse against Miss Jackson. Excuse me, I need to take another drink. My throat's a little dry. Okay, this campaign has not only torn apart Brittney J's professional life, but has deeply affected her personal life, causing profound emotional and psychological harm. Jackson Declaration. I mean, that's very sad. Everyone here wants to, we want to help and do good and make, help. This kind of stuff there's no place for it. I don't understand it, in my opinion, allegedly. The defendant's defamatory statements, including calling Brittney J a lazy, quote, a lazy, wasteful POS, end of quote, were not isolated incidents, but part of a pattern of ongoing public defamation aimed at discrediting her and causing reputational damage. Jackson Declaration. These statements made publicly before large audiences have caused Ms. Jackson's severe humiliation, distress, and loss of credibility, fulfilling the requirements for defamation per se under Pennsylvania law. Granny's Watching also made public insinuations that Ms. Jackson neglected or endangered her children, such as suggesting, quote, "You won't ever catch me driving with my children unbuckled, standing up." These statements directly attacked Ms. Jackson's character as a mother and were intended to discredit her parental fitness, causing significant emotional harm and fear. The extreme and outrageous conduct of defendants Granny and her associates in perpetuating these defamatory remarks constitutes intentional infliction of emotional distress under Pennsylvania common law. The repeated public nature of the attacks aimed at a mother protecting her children was done with reckless disregard for the emotional impact on Miss Jackson. Jackson Declaration. Miss Jackson's emotional suffering has been profound, manifesting in anxiety, fear, and mental health deterioration due to the persistent harassment. Her children have also been affected, as Miss Jackson has had to explain the public nature of the attacks to them, disrupting their sense of security. Jackson Declaration. This is just unbelievable. I just can't wrap my head around why someone wouldn't respect a cease and desist as a warning. Why anyone would want to take it to this level. Continue to where it would get to this level, necessarily, I mean. Oh, it's all to want to search for a boy, Sebastian. All for a father wanting to search for his son. Count 8. Harassment and cyber harassment against Brittney J. Plaintiff Jackson incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs, though fully set forth herein. Defendant Singh and her followers have engaged in repeated acts of harassment and cyber harassment aimed at intimidating Ms. Jackson. Granny's statements such as, quote, "I will make you a effing victim," constitute explicit threats designed to instill fear in violation of Pennsylvania law. Jackson Declaration. The repeated nature of the threats combined with public dissemination demonstrates a clear pattern of conduct intended to cause emotional distress and fear. The harassment also constitutes cyber harassment under Pennsylvania law and federal U.S. law, as grannies utilized online platforms to spread defamatory content and incite others to join in the harassment campaign. And if you guys recall, Nick the Hat had given several warnings to stop inciting people. Remember, he had given so many warnings. Let's all work together, stop inciting people. But he used that word numerous times. This persistent harassment extended beyond direct statements and threatened Miss Jackson's safety. Miss Jackson's mental health and emotional stability had been significantly affected by the harassment, resulting in sleepless nights and constant anxiety about potential real world violence. The continuous nature of the threats exacerbated these effects and disrupted her ability to live a normal life. Jackson Declaration. Count 9. Interference with prospective business relations and economic damages. Restatement second of torts. So plaintiff Jackson incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. I mean, this is big, you guys. I mean, if you think about this, Bruce Castor, he's no small potato. Okay. An former attorney for Trump, former attorney general, DA. I mean, he's big. They at night and Dog and all of them, they have big pocketed connections and powerful connections. And they came in to help find a young man. They did not want to use their connections for this purpose, right? And it's a shame it's come to this, but I'm great. I'm hoping that this will stop it and we can all keep the focus on Sebastian and find him. So it also says that the defendant's defamatory and harassing actions extended to intentionally disrupting her business relationships and professional opportunities. As a result, individuals and entities who once trusted Ms. Jackson have distanced themselves, causing her to lose significant business opportunities and income. Jackson Declaration. Defendants acted with improper motives, aiming to damage Ms. Jackson's ability to support herself and her children through malicious statements and defamatory campaigns. This interference with business relationships constitutes notorious conduct under Restatement Second of Torts, as it hindered plaintiff's ability to pursue professional engagements. Jackson Declaration. Ms. Jackson has suffered economic harm as a direct consequence of the harassment and defamation, including lost income and damage to her professional reputation. Though these financial losses have exacerbated the emotional toll of the ongoing attacks. Jackson Declaration. Count 10. Violation of the Pennsylvania Corrupt. I'll read a couple more and then I'll come back in and say hi to everyone. Violation of the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and RICO Act. So serious. We all just need to remember, and like I said right now, I think this proves all the pieces that they're showing forth as, exhibits, that they have got this covered right now as far as this piece. So, the where is Sebastian? That's still important for us to think about. But I think they'll get all the other stuff taken care of with the criminal enterprise people involved. Okay. And that's kind of where I'd like us to go. I think I think that they've got the family mentioned in this, a couple family members, and important judges will see this, and I think it's going to, in my opinion, and I'm I'm a teacher, I'm not, any sort of a professional in this. In my opinion, I think it's going to put some cracks that might shed some light. I hope. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I hope. The defendants, including Barbecue or Granny and her associates, engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity through an enterprise comprising coordinated and continuous acts of harassment, defamation, and intimidation against Ms. Jackson. These activities constitute violations of the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act, which prohibit enterprises from engaging in a pattern of racketeering activity. Jackson Declaration. The enterprise involved multiple actors working in concert to harm Ms. Jackson through related acts of cyber harassment, defamation, and threats. The goal was to further the enterprise's unlawful objectives by discrediting and inflicting harm on Ms. Jackson, which constitutes a pattern of racketeering activity under state and federal law. I'm interested because I've been on all day. Let me pop in here again real quick, but I don't want to leave my place because whenever I do that, okay, we're at 2:03 right here. But I want to come back in and I want to ask you all something. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. Oh, thank you so much, Capital Productions. That's very kind. Very appreciated. That's just so nice. Thank you. So, friends, what I wanted to ask you was, I lost my train of thought. Do you think that this is you've been out today while have any of you popped out? I know a lot of you have been here with me. Have you heard anything like, the Proudfoots obviously are mentioned in this document. Have you heard anything from them? I know SF Investigates put something out yesterday, and we'll get to it if we have time today. And I also want you to read to you about the press conference Tuesday, 10 a.m. They're going to tell you their strategies coming up, legal strategies, and the next steps. And I'm going to be at work, but as soon as I'm done, I will come home and probably around, like I said, 7 or 8, 8 or 9 Eastern time. We'll watch it together. So, but it's just well, I'm sorry, I keep, your comments are so good, I get so distracted. Let me just look at them for a second. It's important what you're saying. Yeah, I think it would be scary too. Well, Karen, that sounds very true. You're right. It's been that past, so I hope this is going to put a stop to that. Hi, country girl. Welcome in. Somebody knows no dog tracked him coming out of that house. I know. Only at the pond where he may have been for a second and moved. I'm hopeful he's alive. I think they know. Well, that's why I forgot to put the post up. I'll put the poll up tonight, Sebastian. I hope he is too. I hope he's being harbored. I do. Tuesday, 10 a.m. And then I will watch it with you in the evening. I'm anxious to see what they're going to say. I know you have a hard time with the children's cases, Grandma. Susie at 70, is it Susie Q 73? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have community guidelines. clearly, this doesn't follow that, right? So they're always saying, they'll shut channels down who don't follow it. So I don't understand what's happening, because I think they did notify. Yes, they did, because I remember one of them said, Nick said they had notified YouTube, or maybe it was Joseph Lesniak. Okay, so everyone's okay. Yeah, everyone. The teams need to just stand down. I agree, Chai. Absolutely. Right now, we just need to stand down with our own opinions. We're watching, we're looking, right? We know we can keep looking for Sebastian, but I think they're handling the who, right? I hope. Ginger Girl, yes, Nick Warren first. Only one channel listened because he knew who Nick was. Oh, okay. So he knew his reputation. Well, that was a smart decision. Hi, Sam R. Welcome in. Sandy at Ginger Girl. Yes, think I know who you're referring to. Yes. Yes. Thank you again, Capital Productions. That's very kind. Very, very kind. Yes, I do. Thank you, Capital K Productions. I think it's very important we hear it. And it's not for the dramatic effect. No, it's because it directly relates to a boy, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who deserves to be looked for, deserves to be talked about without warnings and threats and all this going on. And it's directly related to searching for Sebastian, which is why we're here. So that's why we go over this. I don't know where he is, Chai. Chai, do you have any gut feelings in situations like this with your law enforcement expertise? They don't just go poof. They don't vanish. You know, all exits were, you know, no breaking and entering, no scent, nothing on footage, nothing found of his, no sightings. He hasn't reached out to his dad. And that's something I want to know. Is we talked about this before and I forgot to write that down. I know Seth says that he knows his phone number, but does he know it because it's programmed into his phone, or does he know the 7 digits? So, it's a lot. It is a very strange case. And because it's so strange, like I've said, I believe there's the occurrence, then there's the reporting narrative, and then there's the vanishing. I think they're different events. And the vanishing has been done, I don't know by who. I have my opinions, I do. Okay. But right now, the vanishing is another intent, you know, to obstruct as well. Absolutely. I'm happy to read it. I really am. Thank you, capital K. I just put my glasses on. I'm very happy to read it. And I hope you're all okay with my coughs on occasion, the dry throat. But, and I know we want to, I think we're all tired as far as everything that's been going on. And so I'm very grateful for the people who go in their boots on the ground, knowing, what's been going on or what's been rumored to go on. And then they get there and they realize it is going on. So you know, we need to get Sebastian found. His father needs answers. Sebastian needs to be located. And I just, I wish everyone would realize the warnings and let this not explode anymore so we can get back to Sebastian. And I'm heartbroken that Nick can't be a part of it. That just really upsets me. He's such a nice guy. He's a part of our channel. He's a subscriber and he's a supporter. He's just great. Ginger Girl, at Capital Production, the dog was tracking a scent disturbance, not Sebastian's scent. Now, okay, nothing was given to the dog handler that belonged to Sebastian at that time. I thought that one private eye said they used the clothes from the Texas Roadhouse for the scent. I know she said that because I wrote it down because that was one question I had. Where are the clothes? So what's true, what's not again, right? Now, what is a scent disturbance? It's where it's not going in any specific direction, right? No specific place. Or was it not Sebastian's scent and it just caught the dog's nose? Now, remember my connection to the Rangers and the special ops said that they can contaminate a perimeter in order to throw dog scent off. And some take the scent away for 20 minutes. It confuses the dogs. They won't follow a specific path. So there's a lot. I'm sorry, what, Grandma? I love the way, you know what I love? And the whole pond thing. The whole pond thing, I'm just wondering if someone just dipped something of his in it and then tossed it in the dumpster. That's just a thought. I don't know who, I'm not saying who, my opinions. We're not going to do that. I also wondered if the reason he allegedly didn't have shoes on is if now I'm really thinking, well, that's not, we're talking about the where, not the who, so we can do this. Is if they're saying he went missing after the Texas Roadhouse and was reported missing the next day, we can take that two ways. After, meaning sometime after, but remember they also said February 25th. So after and before midnight, but I think they meant, because they said he went missing after the Texas Roadhouse, was reported missing the next day. So what if those of you who have always steadfastly thought he never made it home? Right? Just what if, there was a alleged trade, okay? And they took his shoes because he can run fast. So just in case, he's a fast runner. Just something to think about. I just was kind of pondering things after, someone who has him knew he was a fast runner, they take his shoes. Now, how they all became accounted for back in the house, I don't know. I can't tell you that. Let's go ahead and how long have so many of us complained about the same people? Has it ever escalated to this level, Grandma? Because you've been here much longer. Well, that came out weird. Much longer than I have. And Sandy, Sandy watched a good video from one of the dog handlers that explained the different types of dog tracking. And yes, capital K, you are right. Mm, that is ridiculous. Why was nothing given to the dog handlers that belonged to Sebastian? That doesn't make sense. Sandy, do you know where you watched that? Would you email me that video? My email's in the descriptions of the videos. I don't know if it's in my live descriptions, the last one. I would love to watch that. Watch it together. Years and years, Grandma. Grandma, has it ever escalated to this point? Yeah, we need to find him. VKW 1973. I believe they do have capital K. I do believe they have information they have not released because Dog said that they have footage that shows certain individuals in places at times. Now, how did he put it? He said individuals at places they weren't supposed to be at the time, or weren't where they were supposed to be in certain places, and times where they were in timestamps of that weren't lined up. However, my goodness. So time and places didn't line up to what they said. Let's put it that way. Okay. And so Dog did say they do have that footage. They were waiting for the right time to release it. They were hoping when they said they had the footage that would have someone step forward. They said, once this comes out, once it gets too late, it's too late. So think about it, right? It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. A little town, right? Yes, Jenny, and that's another thing. And I want to see what Ginger said that you're bouncing off of, because Ginger, you have great statements. You all do. Okay. The dog was tracking a scent disturbance, not Sebastian's scent. Nothing was given to the dog handler. Okay. That belonged to Sebastian. That's just so frustrating. Oh my gosh. Why? Why not do it properly? That is so infuriating. And then, and that's weird, Jenny, because if you think about this, I'm going to put your comment up because that's an important connection you've made. And we made it back in a live or two ago, or three. And I'm glad you brought it up. If Ellie said the dogs did not hit and have a trail specifically to anywhere specific, right? And we've heard the narrative. We're not causing drama. We're not making this up. How did Proud Stepfoot describe the scent path that he gave? Now, if that was just fabricated, how did he match the flashlight path perfectly? If there was no scent trail that he was narrating, how did he come up with that narration that matched exactly the flashlight path? Boom, we have to think about that. Those are the little pieces that really bother me. Aw, I love my coffee. Love my coffee. Thank you so much. Love my Starbucks. I love coffee in general. Well, we're not saying anything we shouldn't be, Roxy World, if they're tapping our lines. We're just talking about him. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get back to our. I wish we had boots on the ground. Yes, I wish they were able to. Hi, Christy Clark. It does. It makes no sense to most of us, many of us, well, you would think any of us, others don't. Oh, it's something. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to read. Hit that like button, please. And I will go back and we are going to continue on. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Cinderella. Welcome back. Country guy. The creator's name. Hi, Bear 90. Welcome in. Oh, Perry, hi. Did you get my email? You're hiding. Well, I'm glad you let me know because I emailed you to let you know what was going on. So I was hoping you got my email and would be able to at least watch the replay. Good to see you. Oh, you know Grandma? She's our wonderful mod. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. The mods will take care of you. I've tossed a few extra wrenches out to some of our dear friends here. Ginger Girl, she caught one. She was with trepidation, but she's doing a fabulous job along with Grandma. And do we have anyone else modding right now? Or is it just the two of you? And you're okay. Our numbers are, Justin's on right now, and I think we're okay. If you need someone else, just let me know, okay? I am going to go and start reading. He knows this flashlight path. Why does he know the flashlight path? Miss Perry. That's the whole point. If it's not a scent trail and he just made it up, how miraculously did it match the flashlight path? The only activity around the house. And you know what else? One last thing, and then I'm done. The only activity around the house, but they say it's trash trucks. Come on. Did all the other houses have that same activity around their house around that time from the trash truck? No. Because the trash truck came in, I think they said between 5 and 5:15 or 5:30. And I have a theory about that. I think the trash is far more important. I think the trash plays a very large part in it. When we go through all the little charts and the things they talk about and don't talk about, it just, some things make sense when you look at it that way. And we'll get back to our little casework, our slideshow when we have a chance. Okay, you all, we're going to go back to it. 23. The defendants' coordinated actions included encouraging others to join in the harassment campaign, spreading false statements about Ms. Jackson's character, and making public threats. Each act in furtherance of the enterprise supported the organized criminal conduct in violation, and then it gives Pennsylvania and U.S. law, Jackson Declaration. The acts of racketeering caused Ms. Jackson substantial harm, including emotional distress, damage to her reputation, and financial losses. The ongoing nature of the enterprise's attacks demonstrates the continuity and structure necessary to establish a corrupt organization. And a pattern of racketeering activity. You know, RICO Act is nothing to mess around with. That is nothing to mess around with. And, you know, it's nothing to laugh at, nothing to play around with. Count 11. Conspiracy to violate the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and RICO Act. Plaintiff Jackson, which is Brittney J, incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Saying, who is Granny, and her associates conspired to violate the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act. And by the way, the people they have mentioned so far who are in the criminal enterprise are Barbecue Lady, Granny's watching. Central to the success of the enterprise are, they've said, Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot. They have mentioned A. Coleman, character analysis, Bowdy Movin, Jill, Katie, CI, Brett Norton, at Burnt, Now, Queen Bee, and Clue. And J is for Justice is coming up. So where were we? Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and the RICO Act by agreeing to engage in a pattern of racketeering activity that included defamation, harassment, and intimidation directed at Ms. Jackson. So it really can't be good if the mother and stepfather are listed in that enterprise. And, you know, I'm wondering, that was my question. Have you guys heard if they have responded at all to this? I'll come back and check in a minute. I want to get some of this. This conspiracy involved a common plan to harm Brittney J's reputation, disrupt her life, and incite others to join in these unlawful acts. Jackson Declaration. The conspiracy included numerous overt acts in furtherance of this unlawful purpose, such as spreading false and defamatory statements, encouraging followers to participate in harassment, and making public threats. I mean, how would you think that's okay? These acts were intended to achieve the conspiracy's goals. Well, I know who's a wonderful conspiracy theorist, and cause significant harm to Miss Brittney J. Jackson Declaration. The ongoing and coordinated nature of the defendant's conduct constitutes racketeering activity, as they acted with a shared purpose to inflict emotional, financial, and reputational harm on Brittney J. The agreement to engage in such criminal behavior supports claims under both Pennsylvania and U.S. law. Jackson Declaration. Now here comes Seth. Section 9. Excuse me. Okay. 1 second. Let me make sure my phone. Oh, I thought that was you texting me. Hold on. One moment, friends. Ooh. Oh, you scared me, baby. Okay. So, intentional infliction. Thank you, friends. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Plaintiff Seth Rogers repeats and incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendants Barbecue Lady and Granny's Watching engaged in a pattern of extreme and outrageous conduct directed at Plaintiff Rogers. This conduct includes spreading false allegations of criminal behavior, such as accusations of pedo and involvement in the unaliving of a child, along with threats to his safety. The defendant's actions were maliciously intended to harm Rogers emotionally, damage his reputation, and derail the search for his missing son. And you say, why would people do this? Well, it's saying that they're doing this. There's a reason. And who are they saying? And this is the center to its success. So that's where your motive's coming from. That's where the motive would come from, in my opinion. It's horrible. This conduct includes spreading false allegations of pedo and involvement in the unaliving of a child, along with threats to his safety. The defendant's actions were maliciously intended to harm Rogers emotionally, damage his reputation, and derail the search for his missing son. Rogers Declaration. These actions form part of a deliberate and concerted campaign to inflict severe emotional distress upon Plaintiff Rogers, who was already suffering from the trauma and pain of his son's disappearance. The defendant's conduct, exactly like he needed this. The defendant's conduct exceeded all bounds of decency in a civilized society and constituted intentional infliction of emotional distress under Pennsylvania law. As a direct and proximate result of the defendant's actions, plaintiff Rogers has suffered severe emotional distress, including anxiety, fear for his safety, significant mental anguish, requiring him to alter his daily activities, wow, and his search efforts, and impacting his personal and professional life. Rogers' declaration. Wow. Count 13. Interference with employment relations. Plaintiff Seth Rogers repeats and incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendants Barbecue and Granny interfered with plaintiff Rogers' employment by disseminating dangerous and false accusations that could jeopardize his safety and job security as a deputy sheriff in a maximum security jail. Do they have, do these individuals have careers? Because I honestly don't know them. They seem to have very little respect for other people's careers that they've built. That's why I'm asking. Do they have careers? The malicious rumors of criminal behavior spread through various online platforms directly endangered Rogers' life in the workplace. Oh, wow. Well, they don't like pedos in jail. The defendant's actions intentionally interfered with plaintiff Rogers' employment, created a hostile work environment. See, I didn't know that. I know that they volunteered their time for him and things like that, extra times off and stuff, days off, constituting a claim for interference with contractual relations or economic advantage under Pennsylvania law. I did not know that. Cyber harassment. Plaintiff Seth Rogers repeats and incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. The sustained online attacks by defendants Barbecue and Granny, which includes spreading false information about plaintiff Rogers and alleging involvement in criminal activity, amount to cyber harassment under Pennsylvania law. The use of electronic communications to target Rogers with harmful and distressing content, including baseless allegations and threats associated with his son's disappearance, constitutes cyber harassment. Rogers' declaration. The defendant's coordinated efforts to incite harassment against Rogers directly impacted his emotional well-being and safety, satisfying the elements required for a claim of cyber harassment. Obstruction of justice and tampering with witnesses or informants. Plaintiff Seth Rogers repeats and incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendants Granny and Barbecue engaged in conduct intended to obstruct the search for Sebastian Rogers by misleading authorities, spreading false information, and harassing plaintiff Rogers to prevent him from searching for answers in his son's disappearance. Their actions hindered the investigation and contributed to an environment of fear and intimidation. Rogers' declaration. The actions of defendants Barbecue and Granny demonstrate efforts to obstruct justice with the intention of preventing Rogers from sharing relevant information that could aid in locating Sebastian. The actions of defendants Barbecue and Granny demonstrate efforts to obstruct justice with the intention of preventing Rogers from sharing relevant information that could aid in locating Sebastian. That's interesting, right? Endangering the welfare of a child. That's right. Plaintiff Seth, it's about Sebastian, and here we go. He has rights. Plaintiff Seth Rogers repeats and incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. By spreading false allegations and obstructing efforts to search for Sebastian, defendants Granny and Barbecue endangered the welfare of a child. Their conduct interfered with legitimate efforts to locate the missing boy and deviated from acceptable standards, thus exasperating the risk to Sebastian's safety and well-being. Rogers' declaration. That is the worst of them all. In my opinion. It's gross, in my opinion. Their malicious behavior, including undermining the search efforts and supporting a coordinated campaign to discredit Rogers, constituted willful neglect that contributed to the child's continued risk. Amen. RICO violations, Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act. Plaintiff Seth Rogers repeats and incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendants Barbecue and Granny formed an enterprise, engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity aimed at discrediting plaintiff Rogers, obstructing the search for Sebastian, and harming Rogers both personally and professionally. Their conduct includes acts of extortion, harassment, witness intimidation, and defamation, constituting a continuous and related pattern of criminal behavior under the RICO Act and Pennsylvania's Corrupt Organizations Act. The coordinated activities of defendants Barbecue and Granny aimed at silencing Rogers and derailing the investigation demonstrate the existence of an enterprise that engaged in multiple predicate acts of racketeering as defined under federal and state law. Now comes Tony. I'm going to come back to y'all for a minute and rest my voice. How's everyone going? How's it going? He gets absolutely, Grandma, thank you for saying that and recognizing that. He gets lost in a sea of you know what. By the way, friends, to my members, I appreciate you so much. Thank you very much. And I did take several videos today off the channel and put them members only. Ones that I think have a little sensitive content right now that we're going to, so it's for your viewing only right now. Those are there, and we're going to get other things going as our membership's building here. Thank you so much. Hit that like button if you would. And we're all talking with such respect to each other, and I so appreciate that, you making things easy on Grandma and Ginger Girl. Yes, please hit the thumbs up if you would. If you like my work, I'd appreciate it. Hey, wait, someone said something. Yeah, I love the green hearts. Thank you, Sandy. There was something. There was a comment I'm trying to look for that caught my eye. Yeah, Sebastian needs to have Chai. He had shoulder surgery, and then people at work lent him some time so he could be looking for his son. So Linda, welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. If I have not greeted you, if you're lurking in the balcony there, thank you for being here. I lurk a lot. I get it. Okay, so that was my question. Do they have careers, or or is this their career? Because if this is their livelihood, they're taking a chance if they've got to feed kids, right? Okay, my friends, you all okay? I think I've said, Karen, hello. I hope I've said hello to you, Karen Albini. Is that right? Alberini. So glad you're all here. Trying to go through here. Thank you, Sandy, for the green hearts. You know, that's why I would not, our channel, this community, we'll do help in any way we can, but we will not do collecting money for billboards, rewards, any of it, because it never turns out positive, because someone's always got a problem, right? Someone's always saying someone's doing something. Thank you, Grandma. Please go join the channel. I'd love to have you. Welcome to the family. Those of you who are in the house, thank you already for joining the family. Those of you who haven't, I appreciate you being here anyway. You are so appreciated. Anyway, you're here. Oh, thank you so much, Sandy. You are so kind. Thank you for spending your precious time with us. You know, I feel the same way about all of you, and you are so welcome. It's been a really fun day having this time together. And I appreciate all of you being here as well. Thank you so much, Sandy SST. And I'm so glad you joined as well. Welcome to the family. Okay, we ready to get back to it? I had to stop reading for a minute. About not making, oh, I do want to see this, about not making. Yes, thank you so much, Sandy. Okay, no, they don't have a career. There's no health care, no benefits, no retirement on YouTube. You know, that would be kind of cool though if YouTube did offer some sort of health plan, because they certainly have enough people, right? But hmm, so I'm going to do Chai, I might, right? Good thing we go back Monday, but we don't have kids till Tuesday. So my voice will be rest. I will get to rest my voice Monday. I don't have to go into teaching bang, I get the day. So we just report and go to meetings. So but I'll have a cup of coffee tonight. Oh wow, I didn't, you know what, Ginger Girl? I don't know if I knew that. Oh, he prays for Sebastian every day. Oh, what a sweetie. How old is he, Ginger Girl? I know I like to chit chat with you all, but that's why we're here too. It may take us a little bit of time to get through things, but we've covered a lot of knowledge in this case. Oh, Ginger Girl. That is just the sweetest. Wow. That melts my heart. Can I put that up, Ginger Girl? My son is on the spectrum. He has fluid on the brain like Sebastian and is totally blind. He prays for Sebastian every day. What an angel. What an angel. Blessings to you both. That is just. I'm sorry. What did you say? Yes, Wow is right. I know the next month I seen over 100K. What is 100? Who made 100? Someone made 100K? Capital Productions? Oh, you mean their numbers. And the numbers went down? Is that what you mean, Capital? That is just the sweetest thing. We have such a loving community. We really do. And when we just keep the focus on Sebastian, we've got our common cause. Our wonderful boy. She means money. Okay, back it up. Okay, you don't have to say anything. I will actually take it down for you. How about that? I don't want to make you nervous. But you're saying one of these girls makes 100K? Just give me a thumbs up. One of these defendants, Chai. I would think you would know how to get around being in jail, Chai. Okay, please clarify. The thumbs up is one of the defendants makes 100 grand. I'm sorry. I'm just wow. Okay. How many subscribers do they have? By the way, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We need to grow our channel. We're drama free. We think we have content. Wow. I don't know, Karen. I'm staying out of everything. Well, not everything. I will not stay out of Finding Sebastian. My son is a computer geek. Without him, I would know nothing about technology. That's me too. Oh, Chai, thank you for subbing. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. I'm stunned. I really am. VKW, thank you so much. You all are so sweet. Thank you, Bear 90. No, you don't have to. Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Interesting. Thank you. That blows my mind. You mean a year, right? don't even go there with no, a month. Okay. I know, Linda. If you've got, I mean, if you're reaching that kind of, but you know what? Let's think about it. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha, Barb hair. Thank you. If you're, I forgot, it was, well, yeah. How in the world, if you are a stay at home parent, okay, grandma, thank you for everything you've done today. I know you have obligations too. Sorry it's been such a long day. And I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I think we'll be okay. Ooh, Perry, oh, there. I was going to say, I was trying to respond to you. Grandma, thank you for everything. I'll reach out to you soon. We'll think of a case. Grandma has a hard time with the kiddo cases, so she wants us to cover one that isn't quite so sad for her. Just, one day, so she can enjoy it a little bit. So if you guys think of one that you want, we know we're coming up is summer and all those that I'm working on, but one that maybe isn't a kid. I brought Donna Adelson up because that's coming. And so if you guys can think of something you're interested in. Okay, stop it. Not including Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Just stop. Capital K, thank you for subbing. You all are so good. Oh my goodness. That is, that is something else. And why would you, if you find something that good, but see, that's, I hate to say it, but if you're not doing things for the right reasons, whatever growth and wealth you get from it is like on a slippery slope, in my opinion. And it's the right reasons, right? We're all exhausted. I can tell you Thursday, after doing all that research on properties and everything, do I like serial reminders? What do you mean, Ty? Serial reminders. I know. Is Charlie going to get a new one now since he says that his was compromised because of this situation, Ginger Girl? One of you asked me to follow that case, and so I jumped in and learned it, and then here the trial got all turned around. Serial killers, yes, yes. Some. Kohlberger, right? Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, we could do something like that. That would be fun. I'm up for anything. I really am. I just, I want to give awareness where awareness is due for the kids who need it. I think we need to spread our wings a little bit also for some of the other kids. Yeah, that's weird. You know what's so funny? Grandma had to tell me what grifters was. Good night, Grandma. Thank you again for everything. I hope your foot feels better. Oh, yes. Okay. Love and hugs. Talk soon. Thank you. Hi, Roxy's World. Grandma herself just had a little foot procedure, so appreciate her being here for us. So, okay, well, yeah, I had to ask Grandma about grifters. I didn't even know what in the world they were talking about. And then someone said, told me what it was. But I just, I honestly, I'm speechless after what you all have just taught me. I guess I need to grow this channel so I can stay home from teaching. Just kidding. I like teaching. Oh, good. Yeah. Good night, Grandma. Thanks for everything. But you guys are amazing and it's fun. And I love my weekends. I love my evenings with y'all and then my breaks. So thank you for being so wonderful. And I am going to get us back to this crazy 83-page document, my friends. I'm right here, puppy love. Come here, my baby girl. Mommy needs to brush you. Excuse me. We are now on Tony Mathis. Plaintiff Mathis incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendant Stephanie Jo Trude, Barbecue Lady, and others have engaged in repeated conduct intended to harass, annoy, or alarm plaintiff Mathis, including making explicit statements such as, quote, "It is my expletive mission to take Tony the expletive down." Mathis declaration. It is my expletive mission to take Tony the expletive down. The F word, put it in there. End of quote. Mathis declaration. They have great vocabulary. The conduct, including spreading false and defamatory accusations, including claims of infidelity and other false personal attacks, all intended to damage Mathis's reputation and cause emotional distress. See, there's some things I didn't know were going on. This has very insightful document as far as some of the things that have been dropped. Go get your ball bucket. The conduct, including spreading false and defamatory accusations, including claims of infidelity or other false personal attacks, all intended to damage Mathis's reputation and cause emotional distress. Harassment is defined as engaging in conduct that serves no legitimate purpose with the intent to harass or annoy another person. The actions of defendant Barbecue, as described, meet the statutory criteria for harassment. Now here comes defamation for Tony. I'm not going to read the preceding paragraphs anymore. We now know by now, 56 pages in, they are paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. So we got that. Defendant Barbecue, along with other individuals, made multiple false and defamatory statements about Plaintiff Mathis, including accusations of infidelity and improper personal conduct, which were intended to harm his reputation and cause emotional distress. And he's got a job. He's got a career too. And he's he's helping Seth, and he was helping Caleb Harris's family. And then there's people saying he's, you know, an infidel and other things, and that's, improper personal conduct. And that, that's why I wondered if they didn't have careers, because they don't understand the capacity of what their statements could cause. But I guess they will now, because their statements will now cause, the capacity of what it will cause will be pointed at them, and they will understand that, in my opinion, hopefully. And I don't mean to be rude, but truthful. We should not be sitting here reading an 83-page document. We should be talking about Sebastian for these 6 hours. It's horrid. And I really think things are going to come to light, because with parents named in this, but we have to read the other side to be fair. We have to be objective. But we've seen everything that's been said and done, in my opinion. These false statements were made publicly with the intent of damaging plaintiff's reputation and were spread widely through social media platforms, further exasperating the harm caused. Mathis declaration. Defamation, he's probably going, I don't get paid for this. What is going on? Defamation occurs if you weren't here yesterday, was it yesterday or this morning? Oh no, it was this morning when we read about the Cajun Navy saying there were mentally ill people involved. I mean, and here we are still in October 19th, by the way, Saturday. Crazy stuff. Defamation occurs, and here this guy's helping, given his time, and this is what he gets. Defamation occurs when a statement is false, maliciously made, and injurious to the reputation of the person targeted. Defendant barbecues public comments and actions satisfy these elements. You guys, you're telling me that they were laughing about this? I would be terrified right now. Criminal conspiracy. And I'm going to put you on hold for 1 second. I'm going to mute my mic. Talk amongst yourselves, just so I can use the bathroom. Hi, Simply Me. Welcome in. I'm just going to go use the bathroom for a second. Hi, Kay Vickery. I'll be right back. Thank you. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, that's a wild one. The sheriff and the judge. Oh, Simply Me. Thank you so much. That's a beautiful message. Welcome in. We're glad you're here. I also have a grandchild on the spectrum, nonverbal. And it just, this case, and I have several students, and so dear to my heart. And this case just makes it, it makes our stomachs just fall, right? Every time we hear it. They're so vulnerable. Thank God for dogs, people. Yes, they'd be getting away with this for a long time to come. You know, like I said, I'm hoping this will allow that low hanging fruit that Jennifer Coffindaffer said is probably exists, and that's why the reward was given by the FBI. She's former FBI. I'm hoping with this kind of, I'm hoping this is a protection people will feel like they can speak up. Whether they heard something, saw something, were told something, I don't know. But thank you, Capital Productions. That was so nice. You guys had a moment of silence. You're so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, everyone has things that they're going through. Oh yeah, the case of the Kansas moms. The what is it? The God's Misfits, and I haven't followed that one. I mean, I know the gruesome details, of course. Hi, Sherry Wilson. Welcome in. Sherry, hopefully they can clear out this, nonsense, because I know that's their goal. This form is asking for a cease and desist federally now, for them to stop doing this behavior, and then added in the RICO Act, which is very serious. Oh, thank you, Sandy SST. Thank you for being a member of the family. The Misfits, Linda, I can look into that one. That you're not the first person who suggested that. Wow. K Productions, that's awesome. She is in music lessons. That is so good to hear. I hope, I pray. I'm just so glad that's such a happy story. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, Bear, is that the one who shot oops, excuse me. Is that the one who, um, boom, boom, they, in the chambers? Is that what we're talking about? And he said they were going to kidnap my wife and daughter? Sebastian Strong, for sure. There's a channel that's from the area covering some info, and the judge and the sheriff. Who's covering it? VKW. I mean, just put initials if you would. Yeah, I can look into the Misfits. I was even thinking about tying in like the Misfits and Donna Adelson, because they're both for custody, right? And family conspiracies. Would you guys be okay with that? Give me a thumbs up if I combined a couple of them. Donna Adelson and oh, you know what we could do? Donna Adelson, God's Misfits, and then listen to Nina's video. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you like that. I do like Cinderella. That is such a great name. Hillbilly Crime. Love the Scott Peterson case. I watched the Peacock interview. I didn't know that, Bear. Not much on the Misfits out there? One's Hot Candy, and see, that's a cute name. Thank you for being here, all of you. Yeah. Wow. Are we talking about the Misfits still, Bear 90? Yeah, there's a whole group of it. They're just Wow is right. I love talking with all of you. Okay, friends, do I have Ginger Girl? You still here? Okay, Ginger Girl is here in the house modding for you right now. Grandma had to step out. Okay. Lots of small town stuff going on, absolutely. And I'm truly beginning to think there has to be a check system in small towns with crimes. I do. Too much of that good old boy stuff, in my opinion. Look at Hawkins County in summer. I mean, come on. Ronnie Lawson, in my opinion, his son, those charges, and the little amount of time he received. What was it, a year? Should have been many, many. So, very odd. And then I wonder, well, that's weird. That's going on right in that around her. Lot to think about. Okay, you can delete that. I don't know what you want me to delete. Hmm. That was crazy. And he said they were going to kidnap his wife and daughter. I still haven't gotten to hear the rest of that story. Also, Aisha Degree, that one's wild. 24 years. And I did a video on it and I was going to do the timeline and things started popping with Sebastian. Yes. Yes, Ginger Girl. Yes. I'm not going to say my sources, but I also know that as well. Yes. So, what do I think of Peterson? I think he did it, period. He told his girlfriend that he didn't have a wife, right? Or she had passed away or whatever he did, but before she was missing, he, it- who goes, just too many things. He told one neighbor he was golfing when it first, and then he said he was boating. They're just some weird things, you know, I just don't think. I do think, however, that that mattress in that van that they wanted tested, I do think they should test that for them and get that just wrapped up, done, out of the way, finished. However, hi James, you do have a wrench, my friend. um, he has a, that van that they didn't test really. I just think that they should wrap it up and test it. But he is getting to test that tape off of Lacey's body. So now what's going to happen if his DNA is not on there? So where's that going to go, right? Mm. I've been listening to his sister-in-law, Bear Bear. Thank you, Ginger Girl and James C. Appreciate y'all. I think I gave Justin one too, but I didn't realize he's doing his own live. I was in there right before I came in here in between our sessions. Yes, thank you so much for being here, James. Okay, my friends, we're moving right along. Let me get my drink of water before we keep going. You think he's guilty, Chai? Yeah, the sister-in-law is the one who's built this whole case. She's gone to law school. I think he's guilty. He said that the only reason that he kept with Lacey. Huh. Okay, James. Yes. Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you. I'll look forward to when your name comes across. Excuse me. Yeah, Menendez brothers. I was just going to ask y'all. Okay, so good. I'll cover a couple of those as well, mixed in with this while we're waiting to hear a little bit. Did he get a new trial? Yeah, I agree. That's just so sad. If he didn't want kids. New trial, new evidence. Did they give him a new trial, Bear Bear? That's what happens when I don't lift my head from research. I miss so much. Wow, I'm gonna have to go watch. Okay. And then Alex Murdoch might also get another trial. And yeah, that was so graphic, wasn't it, Bear Bear? And Susan Smith, we've done a live on her quite a while ago, a couple years ago. Next month is her in November, her parole hearing. She was asking her husband to help her get out. The father of the two boys, she rolled into the lake in their car seats. Yeah, Murdoch will never give up. He just feels he can't accept it. And she asked her husband to help her get out, and he said, no way. Hi, JH. Aloha. Okay, friends, I'm going to move on over. You guys got this. Everyone be respectful. Get along. We're here for Sebastian. So defendant Barbecue, alongside other individuals, participated in a coordinated conspiracy to engage in unlawful acts such as harassment, defamation against plaintiff Mathis, as evidenced by statements about an undercover mission targeting Mathis and attempts to spread false narratives. Hit that like button, if you will, friends. Let's get this out there for those people who haven't heard yet. I can't imagine, but the conspiracy was carried out with the intent to harm Mathis's reputation and prevent him from assisting in the search for Sebastian Rogers, thereby obstructing the investigation. And it says the central part of that criminal enterprise is the Proudfoots. Why? Law enforcement, the judge, they're all going to be looking at this. They got to go and I'm sure, re-interview them, right? And say, what's this? I don't know. Someone told me they have a right to refuse the second interview if they've been interviewed a first time. And I did not know that. Criminal conspiracy is established when two or more individuals agree to commit a criminal act and take steps to further that agreement. The actions described indicate an ongoing conspiracy against Mathis. Obstruction of justice. Plaintiff Mathis incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendants, including Barbecue, deliberately engaged in conduct designed to obstruct the search for Sebastian Rogers. I don't get it. By targeting Mathis with false allegations and character attacks that diverted attention away from the search efforts. Mathis declaration. Did any of these people know the Proudfoots beforehand? Or is it just they interacted during the case and then this came about? Do any of you know that answer? These actions were taken with the intent to impair and hinder the lawful efforts to find the missing child and constituted obstruction of justice under Pennsylvania law. It is a crime to intentionally obstruct the administration of law through deceptive means or threats. The conduct of defendant Barbecue and others falls within the statutory definition. Intimidation of a witness or victim. Plaintiff Mathis, okay, we got that. Defendants engaged in conduct intended to intimidate and harass plaintiff Mathis, in an effort to prevent him from participating in the investigation and aiding in the search for Sebastian Rogers. Mathis declaration. The conduct included making threats and spreading false allegations, which were designed to discourage Mathis from continuing his involvement in the case and to discredit his efforts publicly. It is illegal to use threats, harassment, or intimidation against a witness or individual involved in legal proceedings. The described actions meet these statutory requirements. So now with RICO, they're going to have to prove that, they have to respond within 20 days, I guess within 7, take things down, and they're going to have to prove within RICO that they are innocent. Plaintiff Mathis Incorporated, and this is a lot of things to prove against, right? In my opinion, this is a lot. They have a lot of stuff here. Plaintiff Mathis incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendant Barbecue and others engaged in a pattern of unlawful conduct, including harassment, defamation, obstruction of justice, and intimidation, which targeted plaintiffs Mathis and undermined efforts to locate Sebastian Rogers. Mathis Declaration. These actions constituted an organized and continuous pattern of criminal activity. Wow. Intended to harm Mathis and obstruct the investigation into the missing child. Under the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and the Federal RICO Act, defendants' acts qualify as a pattern of racketeering activity involving multiple predicate acts as parts of an enterprise aimed at causing harm to plaintiff and interfering with the search for Sebastian. The predicate acts include harassment, engaging in repeated acts of intimidation and defamation against plaintiff Mathis, defamation, spreading false statements that damage plaintiff's reputation, obstruction of justice, taking actions to prevent Mathis from aiding in the investigation, intimidation of a witness, conduct intended to influence or impede Mathis's participation in the search efforts. These acts demonstrate a pattern of organized illegal activities that satisfy the requirements of racketeering under both state and federal laws. Stalking. Plaintiff Mathis incorporates, we got that. Defendant Barbecue engaged in repeated acts of harassment and threats against plaintiff Mathis, including explicitly stating that it was her mission to take Tony the F down, along with numerous other derogatory and defamatory actions. Mathis Declaration. These actions were part of a deliberate and sustained effort to cause substantial emotional distress to Mathis and disrupt his life, causing him to fear for his safety and the safety of his family. Mathis Declaration. Stalking is defined as engaging in a course of conduct that causes fear of bodily injury or substantial emotional distress. The repeated nature of defendant Barbecue's conduct, along with her threats and public attacks, meets the statutory elements of stalking. Retaliation against a witness or victim. Mathis incorporates by reference. Defendant Barbecue's campaign of harassment and defamation was carried out in retaliation for plaintiff Mathis' role as a spokesperson for Seth Rogers and his involvement in the search for Sebastian Rogers. So someone didn't like that, probably very central. We've heard who they believe are central, who didn't like that, and so therefore was encouraging. The retaliatory conduct included direct threats, attempts to discredit Mathis publicly, and coordinated efforts to harm his reputation and disrupt the search efforts. Mathis Declaration. Retaliation against a witness or victim occurs when a person harms or threatens to harm another individual in retaliation for their participation in a legal process. Defendant Barbecue's conduct qualifies as retaliation as it was intended to intimidate and deter Mathis from continuing his involvement in the case. Defamation, and I'll be back in just a few minutes to check on everyone. Defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress against, and I don't know who this is, Christina O'Donnell. She, as detailed in the Christina O'Donnell Declaration, defendants Barbecue Lady, along with her associates, engaged in a coordinated and malicious campaign of defamation and emotional abuse. Defamatory statements by Barbecue and her followers included allegations of criminal behavior, drug use, derogatory attacks on O'Donnell's personal character, professional reputation, and history as a human trafficking survivor. O'Donnell Declaration. Wow. I mean, this is true crime, and not to be sensitive of that is alarming. Then you are not, in my opinion, here for the right reasons. Wow. That's terrible. The defamatory statements extend beyond mere insults. They involved continuous public accusations that were false, defamatory, and intended to damage O'Donnell's reputation. Remarks included false claims of racism, drug use, and allegations of affairs, all of which were baseless and intended to provoke harassment from barbecue's followers, O'Donnell declaration. These false accusations were designed to incite harassment and public shaming, resulting in substantial emotional distress and professional harm. Barbecue's tactics included encouraging her followers to harass O'Donnell both on live streams through direct messages, where she was attacked based on her recovery, her parenting, physical appearance, and experiences as a trafficking survivor. O'Donnell declaration. The conduct by barbecue constitutes intentional infliction of emotional distress under Pennsylvania law, given the extreme and outrageous nature of the harassment. Barbecue knowingly exploited sensitive personal details about O'Donnell's past trauma, such as the loss of her child to SIDS and her status as a trafficking survivor, causing severe emotional pain and mental anguish. O'Donnell declaration. Wow. Coming back in for a minute. We're on 264, just in case I get lost. I don't know who that is. O'Donnell is one of the plaintiffs, but I don't know what channel. That it's terrible. This is horrible. And you think about this. I had because I don't watch them, but I had no idea in these 8 months. Well, we were all, doing our thing. What is 264? Well, we were all doing our thing, researching that all of this. I mean, bits and pieces, obviously, I knew some was directed at me, but trying to get me involved in it in no way. Oh, thank you for joining the family, Capital Productions. What does the 264 mean? Oh, 264. That's where we left off. Thank you. Oh, yes. Is that a YouTube channel or is that a TikTok? Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, this is what's been going on. Thank you, Capital K Productions. You're a funny one. Glad you were listening. YouTube. Okay, I think I know who it is then. I do. Does she have I think I know who it is. Okay. No, I don't know Susie Q. I do not. I'm looking to see what all we got here. Oh, BKW, thank you so much. Bring Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers home. Yes, please. I hope this does it, friends. I really do. Hold on, just going to mute you for a sec while she's done. I hope this helps. I really, really do. It's just gotten, I think we're all tired. We're not going to give up. Thank you, Capital K Productions. Coffee time for sure. Yeah, I did. We're not going to give up, but we're tired. Oh, thank you, Bear. I appreciate that. Oh, I'd love that. Yeah. Okay. Everyone's good? Oh, when they just couldn't get an interview, Jenny, when they wanted, you mean? There was more structure? That makes sense. No, we won't stop. We won't stop. Absolutely. Absolutely. We need to remember that. And this just breaks my heart that there's someone who went through that and is being humiliated because of it. That's just heartbreaking. Hold on, I'm going to mute the mic for a sec. Okay, she's finished. Oh, Susie Q. Okay, gotcha. Of course I know her. Hi, Sherry Wilson. 300 children missing. I mean, it's just a terrible thing in our country. And Ginger Girl, that's just such a great comment, and I just really do think that it is. So which one are we talking about? They were guilty of premeditating the fact that they were adults, right? Which case are we talking about? Oh, you have to, right, Bear Bear? Absolutely. You know, if we Menendez, absolutely. I am going to cover that one. I'm fascinated too. That's why I did that poll on the community post to see where you all stood. So that is coming up. And absolutely, you know, focus on the channels that are focusing on the victims, not trying to hurt people. They should really, I think YouTube should split the true crime community into Krama, a different one, different platform, and then yes, Trinity Bostic's found on the side of the road. And wasn't her on a live or 17 years old and kept and um charged? I haven't followed up to see what happened with him or her. I don't know. I guess I'm just assuming it was a him. So yeah, that was very sad. But good thing that a city worker found her, because my opinion, Sumner County couldn't have. Just kidding. Okay, so let's get back to it, my friends. Harassment, cyber harassment, and stalking. Harassment, cyber harassment, and stalking. Hold on, my dog's just giving me something. Okay. Defendants, Barbecue and her followers engaged in repeated acts of harassment, cyber harassment, and stalking as defined under Pennsylvania law, which criminalized conduct intended to harass, annoy, or alarm another person. This included continuous acts of threatening behavior, doxing, and direct threats of harm aimed at O'Donnell declaration. The harassment was exacerbated by Baker's efforts to dox O'Donnell, fully aware of her history as a trafficking survivor. Oh, is there no regard for human beings? This is 8 months, and this has all been going on. Oh my goodness. It's just terrible. I feel for her, and I don't even know her, but I'm going to send her a message with my support. Barbecue's admission to doxing, quote, "We just doxed," demonstrated intent to expose O'Donnell to further risk, knowing the significant danger that revealing her identity posed to her safety. O'Donnell declaration. Wow. Under Pennsylvania's stalking statute and federal law, Barbecue's conduct meets the criteria for stalking as she engaged in a repeated course of conduct that placed O'Donnell in reasonable fear of bodily injury. Barbecue's actions included incitement to harassment, and the publication of O'Donnell's personal information were intended to intimidate and coerce her. O'Donnell declaration. Well, to do what? Why were they mad at her? Why her? Why did they start picking on her? Did she say something they didn't like? Was she supporting someone they didn't like? What I don't know. Do any of you know? Because I don't watch her. But why are they picking on her? The harassment extended to private messages from Barbecue's followers, encouraging O'Donnell to take her own life, alongside attacks on her recovery, physical appearance, and traumatic past. What a bunch of jerks. They need to have their channels shut down, in my opinion. This is disgusting. With all our community rules, YouTube should do it. They really need to. These deliberate actions exasperated O'Donnell's psychological distress and disrupted her ability to function normally in daily life. That's so sad. Invasion of privacy, public disclosure of private facts in false light, restatement second of tort, plaintiff, okay, we know it's set forth herein. Barbecue invaded O'Donnell's privacy by publicly disclosing private facts related to her trauma, recovery, and family life. Barbecue exploited O'Donnell's history as a human trafficking survivor and the loss of her child. Oh my gosh, to humiliate her. She lost a child too. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna. Sorry. These people are monsters, my opinion. As a human trafficking survivor and the loss of her child, to humiliate her. Well, I guess if they do it to Seth, why put it past him? And provoke public harassment, constituting an invasion of privacy under Pennsylvania law. O'Donnell declared, you guys, this is hard to read. This is horrible. I feel so bad for her. The disclosure of O'Donnell's traumatic experiences in an exploitative manner placed her in a false light by suggesting she was using these experiences for personal gain. Why? Because she has a true crime story of her own and she's here doing good. So someone has to say something bad about it. Trude's repeated false accusations, allegedly, in my opinion. This is upsetting to me. This is so upsetting. Trude's barbecues, repeated false accusations, such as labeling O'Donnell a couch potato or drug addict, and they put both couch potato or drug addict in quotes. Wow. You know, I'm going to say something. When this started yesterday, I was thinking, well, I don't know. The more I read it, my opinion, the more make an example of him, put him in some jail time, in my opinion. This is terrible. This is absolutely horrible. It's inhumane. It's cruel. Instead of being here to assist with crime, they're berating victims. I really believe maybe we need to get a petition started to split, well, to get the channel shut down, but to split them away from people who actually have content. Wow, this is heartbreaking. I'm sorry, friends. Trude's invasion of O'Donnell's privacy extended to encouraging dissemination of misinformation regarding her sobriety. Oh my gosh. And parenting abilities. Is there anywhere they didn't hit with her? The deliberate and public nature of these actions caused O'Donnell severe distress and damage to her reputation. O'Donnell declaration. Wow. Hold on. I need a sip of water. That's a lot. Second, there we go. Okay. I'll come back over. I'll be over there in a second. Let me just read some more of this. This is just too much. So she's probably I don't want to say her channel, but I am going to leave her a message of support because this is ridiculous. I hope if you are someone who does or did watch these channels that you have unsubscribed. That's not true crime. That's cruel. Okay. They need to do better make them do better before they get your subscription. The deliberate and public nature of these actions caused O'Donnell severe distress and damage to her reputation. Okay, so we are now with the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act. So, like Justin said when he came in, there are a handful of states, and I can tell you who they are, but real quick. And Pennsylvania is one of them. I don't I don't see Pennsylvania on the list. Isn't that funny? But Indiana, Idaho, Hawaii, Georgia, Delaware, Connecticut, Arizona, California, Colorado, and Florida. So they live in those states. Doesn't say, let me see when this was dated. This is AI. So, but anyway, it is Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida. I'm glad Florida's on that list. Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, and Indiana. I'm glad it's on there for personal reasons. Anyway, let's keep going. So now we are back. We are with the racketeering RICO, which stands for, I want to always get it right for you, Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. And racketeering is a type of organized crime. We weren't that far off in some of our thinking, friends, that involves a pattern of alleged activity, illegal activity for profit. we were kind of going that way with, the corruption and things like that. So interesting. Okay, defendants barbecue and grannies watching and other associates engage in a pattern of racketeering activity through an enterprise that they say is Proudfoots are central to the success of that enterprise that systematically targeted O'Donnell with acts of defamation, harassment, stalking, and invasion of privacy. The enterprise functioned with the common purpose of discrediting O'Donnell, disrupting her life, and inciting further harm from their followers. I wonder why, though. Other than she must have been, was she close? Was she a Seth supporter? The repeated acts of doxing, false accusations, threats, and it's all deflection, right? Anyone who's doing something good for Sebastian and noticing inconsistencies or things don't add up or they're asking penetrating questions, unlike, some of the law enforcement possibly did not. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem in many ways that it seems like they were more afraid to approach after they realized, there was probable cause and all that. But wow, this is very, very serious. And the fact that you all are telling me they were making fun last night after this was served, this is going to get bad if they think this is going to go away. And then we're going to read FSF investigates response. And I wonder, my first sight of it, I took a glance. I didn't get to read it all. Well, it was just like, we'll see. I want you to, I'm going to go into it objective. Okay. The enterprise involved multiple overt acts, such as barbecue's admission of doxing, her followers' coordinated harassment campaigns, and the public dissemination of defamatory statements. Yep. These actions satisfy the requirements for a continuous and related pattern of criminal activity under state and federal law. And when you treat people like that, you do not deserve to interact with people. In my opinion, your channel needs to come down. The organized and malicious nature of the enterprise caused O'Donnell substantial harm, including emotional distress, economic loss, and damage to her reputation. The continuous attacks aimed at exploiting O'Donnell's vulnerabilities and discrediting her publicly further established the correct nature of the enterprise. O'Donnell Declaration. Conspiracy to violate the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and RICO Act. Serious stuff they're laughing about. Plaintiff O'Donnell, okay. Barbecue Granny and their network of followers conspired to engage in a pattern of racketeering activity through coordinated harassment, defamation, and intimidation. The conspiracy was designed to exploit O'Donnell's vulnerabilities as trafficking survivor and defame her character, cause her significant harm. I just cannot. I just, I'll vote right there for a little time for what they've done to Sebastian and her and Seth. I mean, in my opinion, it's just horrible. Horrible people, in my opinion. And I don't even know them. Or how about I say horrible behavior? The conspiracy involved overt acts such as doxing, public shaming, disseminating false narratives about O'Donnell. These acts were carried out with a common purpose to intimidate and silence her. Okay, well, there we go. Demonstrating an agreement to violate the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and the Federal RICO Act. The conspiracy included barbecues, coordinated basement or harassment efforts, which targeted O'Donnell's sobriety, parenting, and past trauma by manipulating O'Donnell's history as a trafficking survivor to fuel harassment campaigns. Barbecue and her associates exploited O'Donnell's most personal and painful experiences to achieve their unlawful objectives. I've got to stop and ask. I'm sorry. And I know this is probably not the nicest thing for me to ask. Yeah, he was smart because he received the cease and desist, and it was obvious because he stopped covering the case, right? But that would be, oh, Freebird, welcome in. You're going to start a craft channel? Well, I would let us know. We'll come on over and do some crafts. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And I was just going to ask you guys, I don't get this, okay? First of all, is Barbecue Lady's channel, is she barbecuing as she's telling her crime stories? Is that what this is about? You know how there's one Bailey, she's real famous, she does her makeup. Is Barbecue Lady someone who is, and I'm behind, but I'm going to catch up on every single one of your memberships, your super chats, your amazing comments, I promise. Thank you for being here, members. Thank you for, I tossed some wrenches to a couple of people, Ginger Girl and James C. So appreciate you. I really, really do appreciate you helping out. Okay, Freebird, do you want me to check it right now? Hold on, friends. Let me check something. Sorry, you guys. I'm reading an email. Freebird, you're amazing. And wow. Yeah, I see. I see the. Oh, wow. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing that, my friend. I just did. Yes. It's the current, if you know what I'm saying, right? Give me a thumbs up if you know what I'm saying. The current. Hi, Sandy. You are so sweet. You are so sweet. I love all of you so much. Yes. I will dig in. Freebird, give me a thumbs up if you're referring to the current. By what you're saying. Past address? You mean Stafford, correct? Okay, that's interesting. Do some digging on that. Thank you. Got it. I see it. Very interesting. Thank you. I love all of you too. He's on the county assessor site. Okay. Great information. Kohlberger, yes. Bev Neal, yes. We do need to get around there. I was sure hoping he was going to have his trial in June. And because I'm off in June, and how fun would that have been to go up there? And hi, Sonola Tacos. And then now it's moved, so I'll be back in school again. So I was so bummed because I really would have gone up there. Even I would have gone in a heartbeat. So I was very disappointed to hear that. Even if I hadn't have gotten in, I would have just gone out there and hung around. So, okay, we are going to continue. Are you all okay? I'm making sure. James, are you okay? Ginger girl, are you okay? Let me just make sure I've. Sandy, thank you. I don't know if I thanked you yet. You said thank you for spending precious time. Thank you, all of you. I thank you for spending your precious time with me. Ola Ola, Sonola Tacos. Okay. He's the one who got the interview with Bobby for us. Okay, that broke free. That broke open a lot. Oh, that is something someone emailed me, Sandy. Sorry. Okay, my friends, I am heading back over so we can continue this. Don't forget, there is a press conference on Tuesday. Also, members, I took a few sensitive content videos and put them for members only. So they are for your viewing only at this time. Also, I appreciate how great you all are in the chat. A lot of class. Thank you. And mods, thank you so much. You're stellar. Yeah, he got the Bobby interview, and that was the first actual anything, remember, that we got, that we were craving information. And so I'll just give him that credit. I don't know him. I'm not giving him credit because I know him, but credit is where credit's due, in my opinion. Okay, friends. But he was smart to back off when he got the cease and desist. I'm not understanding why this isn't happening. Hi, Rita Ledford. Yeah, you guys, let's just kind of, I know I brought him up so we can say positive things about him. And I appreciate you guys not talking about creators. That was me. So you, of course, can comment on that with positivity. And I appreciate that you are. Thank you. We don't need to knock anyone down. Well, unless they're acting this way, then that's just out of control. I'll be completely 100 with you. I read this. I'm angry for Sebastian. I'm angry for Seth. And especially when you go back to what we read in our first part 1 today, the central to the criminal enterprise, central to the criminal enterprise is the Proudfoots. For it to be successful, their goals. So wow. Yes, it does. It says Capital K Productions on the first page, or not the first, but hi, Joanne. It says that your plaintiffs are Seth Rogers, of course, the father who is just wanting to find and search for his son in peace. I mean, for Pete's sake, we know you're not. I'm sorry, guys. We know you're not searching, but for God's sake, why are you trying to discourage those who are dedicated enough to do so? In my opinion, leave the man alone. And it's your okay, I'm not going. I'm not. Yeah, the whole thing is awful. And after seeing some of you, reading more of this and seeing what's been for 8 months, we've been doing this, staying out of it. So I didn't know all this was going on. I knew when it was coming at me a little, but for a few weeks, but I didn't know all this was going on all over. So let's keep going. Let's keep our focus, keep Sebastian going. We're not going to give up. We will keep raising awareness. We will talk about the air in Tennessee if we have to. We will talk about the population out there. Yes, we're going to keep his name alive. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Capital K Productions. We are going to support. Yes. Yes. Sandy, I was. With someone I had never ever interacted with before in my life. Like someone with six figures of subscribers, and I'm this measly little channel. And she was worried about me and started a terrible conspiracy. Now, if I use that word, conspiracy, it may help you understand who it was, but I'm not going to say. But I will say she's in this document. So, anyway, I am going to go over. I will, you'll know when I get to it. Freebird, you're on it. That's amazing. Yeah, we're gonna have to. It was just silly, Sandy. It really was, and I'll tell you all in private members live sometime. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it on here and take away from Sebastian and stir up anything else. Okay, but I'll talk to you all about it in members only. We'll do a live. Oh my gosh. Your kids went to the same school as Sebastian? Now, who are you talking to about being pretty local? I do have some locals, but I never share with you all who my locals are. I let my locals share with you all who my locals are. That's not my place, because sometimes they just want to come in and act like they don't know a thing. Okay. But if you are local, yeah, Sandy, I'd love to tell you all, and I will have a members live. I will definitely have a members live. I put some videos out just for members today, just getting started. And I appreciate you all supporting the membership. Welcome to the family. Absolutely. You fly to Tennessee. Oh, wow. So Capital Productions. Okay. So was there can I ask you a question? Did anyone see Mom driving around the school that morning? Are you allowed to say? That's one question I would have, if you're willing to. If not, just don't worry about it. My other question is, how is the community reacting to this coming out? Or are they not aware yet because it's more of a YouTube thing? Good. I'm so glad. I don't even know what part of Alaska we are addressing here, because I know there was a drive from allegedly Hendersonville to Washington, grabbing a flight or their plane, Washington to Alaska. But do we know what part of Alaska? And that's important, because I have a wonderful Canadian subscriber who keeps in her gut, feels, because there's some autistic schools out there that he may be there. But again, friends, why wouldn't he reach out to Seth then? Grab a phone and reach out to him, right? Such a mystery. Okay. So okay, let's stop talking about JLR now. We all got our say in and gave him kudos for Bobby's interview, because that's important. Tracy Harteau, thank you so much for being here. Welcome in. I wish we were in a conference room talking. Yeah, exactly. We will. We'll do some catching up, everyone. Okay. I mean, this one, I moved away from there, built a house in the country. I can say they don't have flyers up in the local restaurants. Oh, so you used to be local? Oh, they don't even have flyers up in the local restaurants? Are you still fairly close, or you moved completely away? Wow, that's really sad. Oh, there is. Okay. Thank you, Susie Q. They are still out at another gonna stop in. People are so sad. I'm trying to read, catch up with y'all. Mm, wow. We learn a lot every day we gather, don't we? Hope and prayers for Sebastian, absolutely. Freebird, thank you for doing that. I sent some out to some schools, residential schools for autism as well. I sent some out to one that was out in Utah, and it was actually, if you take a certain route going from Washington up, or Tennessee up to Washington, you could go through there and be fairly close. Gotcha. Okay. So how is everyone feeling about this capital? Anything you've heard? Oh yes, thank you, Ginger Girl. Everyone, please use in my opinion. Oh, sorry, I put the wrong one up there. Um, please use, yeah, let's stop with the creator names, my friends. Um, please use in my opinion, and let's refrain from hi Hatter's Madness, any creators. And yes, she has worked she's out there. Anyone out there, boots on the ground, bless you. I don't know you, I don't care if I know you. It doesn't matter. You're there. You're doing it. For those of us who cannot, thank you so much for bringing that up. And hello, Hatter's Madness. Okay, we're going to get back to it. So, retaliation against a victim or witness. Barbecue's actions constituted retaliation against O'Donnell for speaking out against bullying. Oh, and misinformation on her platform. So there's Barbecue targeted O'Donnell with continuous harassment, defamation, and threats after O'Donnell exposed misinformation and addressed other cases of harassment. Barbecue's retaliation included attempts to silence O'Donnell by doxing her, inciting her followers to threaten her safety, and spreading false accusations about her personal life. This conduct violated Pennsylvania law, which prohibits retaliation against witnesses or victims. O'Donnell Declaration. The retaliatory acts were intended to punish O'Donnell for her advocacy and participation in addressing misinformation, causing her severe emotional distress and placing her at risk of further harm. O'Donnell Declaration. Wow. Now, I do not know who this person is. Julia Valente. We'll just call her Julia. Okay. And she has her declaration, sworn declaration is Exhibit 61. So you have Granny knowingly disseminating personal information regarding Valente's mother, including her mother's full name, place of employment, through a publicly accessible platform, as evident by Granny's Watching's actions in revealing the school website where Valente's mother works as a teacher. Valente Declaration. Well, they had a lot of time in their hands. The dissemination of this personal information was made with intent to harass or intimidate Plaintiff Valente and her family. Granny's exposure of this private information placed Valente's mother and family at risk of harassment and harm. It is unlawful to disseminate personal information with the intent to harass, alarm, or to cause distress. Singh's actions meet this statutory definition and contributed to the overall pattern of harassment against Valente and her family. Threats and intimidation. Plaintiff Valente, of course, the paragraphs fully set forth herein. Defendant Granny's Watching engaged in repeated communications that included direct and implied threats to Plaintiff Valente's safety. Who are these people? Are they like the mob? including attacks on her professional integrity. The true crime mafia, allegedly, in my opinion, claims of fraudulent behavior, insinuations of harm to her personal life and career, Valente declaration. These threats were made with the intent to terrorize, intimidate Valente, causing her to reasonably fear for her personal safety and that of her family. These threats exacerbated Valente's pre-existing condition of CPTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm not sure what the C's for, which worsened due to the continuous nature of the threats. Wow. It is illegal to communicate threats intended to terrorize another or to cause reasonable fear of harm. Singh's conduct in targeting Valente with these repeated threats, and Singh is Granny's watching, repeated threats satisfies the statutory requirements. Criminal conspiracy. Buckle up. Plaintiff, excuse me, let me take a sip. Plaintiff Valente incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendant Granny's watching alongside other individuals, including Queen Bee, J is for Justice, and Cluminati, participated in a coordinated conspiracy to harass and defame Plaintiff Valente, as described in the Valente Declaration. So let's add some more people to the criminal enterprise. We're adding J is for Justice. Okay. So we just added her. So alongside other individuals, including Queen Bee, J is for Justice, and Cluminati, participated in a coordinated conspiracy to harass and defame Plaintiff Valente, as described in the Valente Declaration. The conspiracy involved a collective effort. I haven't even gotten to watch others in full to where I know who Valente is, so I apologize. I saw some of Mr. E's, like I said, and Justin's, but I haven't, not the part where they say, if they say who Valente is. The conspiracy involved a collective effort to spread false accusations, dox Valente's family members, and incite harassment by encouraging their followers to engage in these unlawful acts. This conspiracy was designed to damage Valente's professional reputation and harm her personally and financially. Pennsylvania law, criminal conspiracy is established when two or more individuals agree to commit an unlawful act or an overt act is taken in furtherance of that agreement. So two individuals agree to commit an unlawful act is criminal conspiracy, and an overt act is taken in furtherance of that agreement. In this case, Barbecue and her co-conspirators took multiple overt actions, including the spreading of false claims and the organized harassment of Valente across various social media platforms. Valente Declaration. Here we go again with the violation of the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and RICO Act. And I'll check on it with you guys in just a few minutes. Defendants engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity that included harassment, defamation, the lawful dissemination of personal information, and conspiracy which targeted Plaintiff Valente and caused significant harm to her professional career, reputation, personal safety. The defendants formed an enterprise comprising Barbecue Lady, Queen Bee, Cluminati, and others, which was organized for the purpose of committing repeated acts of harassment, defamation, and unlawful activity. This enterprise operated across multiple social media platforms and engaged in a coordinated and structured plan to harm Valente and others associated with her. Pursuant to the... You scared me, Pumpkin. Sorry, guys. Pursuant to the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and the Federal RICO Act, it is unlawful to engage in a pattern of racketeering activity as part of an enterprise. Defendants' repeated criminal acts, including doxing, defamation, harassment, formed a continuous and structured pattern of racketeering activity intended to damage Plaintiff Valente's professional reputation, safety, and personal life. The enterprise committed multiple predicate acts, including harassment. Defendants engaged in continuous and targeted harassment directed at Valente, which resulted in significant emotional stress and professional harm. Can you guys still hear me? The dog. Defamation. Defendants made false statements about Valente's professional qualifications and personal integrity, which damaged severely her reputation. Unlawful dissemination of personal information. Defendants disclosed personal and private information about Valente's family with the intent to intimidate and harass her. Criminal conspiracy. Guys, these aren't small claims. Defendants worked in concert to commit unlawful acts against. Hey, get in here. Sorry. Unlawful acts against Valente, including harassment, defamation. She's always got to get the last word in. Defamation and the lie and the spreading of false information. Stop. These acts collectively demonstrate a continuous and organized pattern of criminal behavior that qualifies as racketeering under both Pennsylvania and federal law. Now we get to harm. Just going to come in and check on y'all real quick. You all okay? Shh. No. Nick is Nick the Hat, and he does come in. Sometimes he's a subscriber of our channel, but the Hatter's Madness is different. Hi, Hatter's Madness. Hi, Nina Drew. Canine Handler, I didn't get to thank you the other day for the super chat. You are so kind. Is Canine in here? I saw someone put Canine Handler. I wanted to say thank you. We got off before I saw it. Deborah Merrill, welcome in. From SF Investigates, Deborah, because we're going to. Are you talking about SF Investigates, Deborah Merrill, that there's a Twitter comment, or is it from today? Beach Life, please. Thank you. Oh, Valente is the dog handler. Thank you for letting us know that. Canton, no Loris. No Nikolai's coming underneath it. Yeah, he comes in right under Nick the Hat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's just be careful. Basically, it's all the same for each person. I think behind the declarations, we will find the actual facts and video clips. Aw, I love that. That's a great name, Hatter's Madness. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who is still active duty? Who are we talking about? I'm behind a little bit. Who is still active duty? I know all her conspiracies. I know, Tina C. One right after another. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I'm lost in your all's conversation. Oh, got it. Okay. Gotcha. Got it. Jackie Taylor, welcome in. That's just a shame. Your dog's barking along with mine. See, we are a family already, Ginger Girl. The dogs even are in sync. Oh, Tina C too. That is so cute. Lisa Rua, thank you for being here. Yeah, that happened to me, Lisa Rua. I don't, like I said, I'll do it I'll talk about it in a members live. But yes, I had no idea why. It came out of nowhere. It was ridiculous. It was a conspiracy, but it really hurt me emotionally and affected, my channel for a while. So it's ridiculous. It's horrid. Aw, cute. Animals are so wonderful. Yeah. I didn't make a big deal about it because I didn't want the drama to be what my channel was known for. So I really didn't make a big deal about it. Daniela R. I mean, I wasn't, screaming it from the rooftops. Let me put it that way. Thank you all for being here. Victoria, so good to see you. You're coming out. Is Grandma back? Oh my goodness. Hi, Grandma. Yeah, we are going to read. Is that the attorney everyone was talking about? Yes. SF investigates has, oh, he filed an injunction. I knew he had a response last night. Ooh, okay. We'll have to get into that too. My goodness, things are hopping. Things are hopping. I see. I'm not sure what some of you are talking about. Putting them up here. That is just, oh, she's still active duty. Thank you. In what branch? What did who do, Sandy? You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything at all. Oh, in my opinion, please, guys. Grandma's back. Gotta follow the rules. She keeps a tight ship, and I appreciate it. Okay. You guys have such good insight. Yes, I've always known Tony was pro bono. From the day he came on, he made that clear. From the very day he came on, he said, I am not taking any money. People tried to say he was. He said, I am not. I didn't take money from Caleb Harris's family. I am not taking money. And he has stood by Seth when Seth didn't have a friend to stand by him because they ran everyone off. So I really think, and he's taken the dig saying he's not faithful, infidelity and all that. And, it's terrible. Hi, Grandma. Anytime, Jackie Taylor. Tina C, thank you. Oh, so very Tina C, in my opinion. Yes. I actually haven't read the whole thing, but the start of it was ridiculous. I'll be honest with you. I think it was the first sentence or two. Said something really odd. Canada True Crime 2024, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for putting in my opinion. Yeah, it's been many months, hasn't it? Many months. Aw, thank you. You're sweet. Okay, friends, I'm going to the dock now. We are now on Hong, and I say Hong Ji, but I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. So Hong, I apologize if you hear this. So Barbecue and Granny's watching and Barbecue Lady, in conjunction with other. So my question was, does she do true crime while she barbecues? Is that, I've never seen her show. Is that why she's Barbecue Lady? Defendants, Barbecue Lady, and Granny's watching in conjunction with her other known personalities and online creators formed an enterprise with a common goal of obstructing the search for Sebastian Rogers. So there's their goal. We were just given the enterprise's goal. And so obstructing is their goal, obviously, by the way things have gone. And their central, the key, the center, they said was the Katie and Chris. Allegedly, according to this. Okay. So Spreading misinformation, damaging reputations of those involved in the investigation. The coordinated acts of harassment, defamation, intimidation, and dissemination of false information constitute a pattern of racketeering activity under RICO and the Pennsylvania Corruption Organizations Act. Up to 20 years, my friends. The defendant's actions included efforts to derail legitimate search efforts, intimidate witnesses, and manipulate public perception through social media and other online platforms. Their acts of extortion, false statements, and threats against those involved in the search, including plaintiff G, which is Hong, satisfy the elements required for establishing a RICO claim. G declaration. As a result of defendants' barbecue lady and granny's watching conduct, Plaintiff G has suffered significant harm to his reputation, professional relationships, and the ongoing search for Sebastian has been materially obstructed. Stalking. Defendants Barbecue and Granny's Watching engaged in a course of conduct or repeatedly committed acts towards Plaintiff G, including the dissemination of misinformation, harassment, intimidation, which served no legitimate purpose and caused him an emotional distress. The incident at Plaintiff G's residence involving a suspicious vehicle and person is part of an ongoing pattern of intimidation and stalking intended to threaten and harass him. So I'm sure they know who that is because they have it from person walking up the driveway, side angles, truck, probably. So the defendant's actions and threats created a reasonable fear for Plaintiff G's safety, and such conduct is defined as stalking under Pennsylvania law. Cyber harassment of a child. Okay. Barbecue and Granny, along with other online personalities, engaged in cyber harassment directed at those involved in the search for Sebastian, a vulnerable 15-year-old boy. Their coordinated efforts sought to defame and intimidate individuals involved in the search, thereby distracting from efforts to find the missing child and endangering his safety. Wow. The malicious spread of misinformation and threats against those working to locate Sebastian Rogers directly endangered the child's welfare. Amen. And interfered with the legitimate efforts to bring him home safely. G declaration. Obstruction of justice. Hong repeats and incorporates, fully set forth herein. Barbecue and Granny's Watching constituted obstruction of justice. Wow. By interfering with law enforcement investigations. That's interesting. Disseminating false information, intimidating witnesses, including Plaintiff G. Their concerted efforts aim to derail the investigation into Sebastian Rogers' disappearance, thus obstructing justice under Pennsylvania law. By working in concert with other individuals, including the Proudfoots, and using online platforms to spread misinformation, the defendants hindered the investigation and impeded Plaintiff G's ability to conduct a thorough search and provide necessary support to law enforcement. They're mentioned right there. Harassment. Defendant Barbecue, I keep wanting to read that first sentence. Defendants Barbecue and Granny's Watching committed acts of harassment by engaging in a pattern of behavior designed to annoy, alarm, and intimidate Hong. The harassment included false accusations, threats, and defamatory statements made across various platforms, along with targeted efforts to determine Hong's credibility and obstruct the search for Sebastian. The harassment further extended to orchestrated intimidation efforts at Plaintiff Hong's home, creating fear for his safety and well-being. Such actions meet the statutory definition of harassment under Pennsylvania law. Endangering the welfare of a child by their coordinated actions to obstruct the search efforts and defame those seeking to locate Sebastian Rogers, defendants Barbecue and Granny endangered the welfare of a child. Their tactics actively diverted attention away from legitimate search efforts and hindered law enforcement's ability to gather information, thereby contributing to the ongoing risk to the missing child's safety. How about whoever was responsible for calling in BHB at the vigil. That was just such poor timing. Could have thought of Sebastian, in my opinion. The defendant's conduct constituted willful misconduct and gross negligence, further endangering Sebastian's well-being and interfering with efforts to bring him to safety. And I said whoever because I don't know whomever did that. Nick the Hat. So there's a true and correct copy of the sworn declaration of Nick the Hat, aka, I can't say his long name. He is attached here to Exhibit 62. So Granny's watching, along with other individuals, engaged in repeated acts that served to seriously alarm, annoy, and intimidate plaintiff Hat without any legitimate purpose. Hat declaration. The harassment included targeted actions such as live streams encouraging viewers to contact plaintiff's parole officer with false claims and misrepresenting plaintiff's comments by twisting them to suggest a threat of violence. Wow. Harassment is defined as, engaging in a course of conduct that is intended to harass, annoy, or alarm another person. The deliberate and repeated nature of Granny's Watching's conduct meets these statutory requirements. Please give it a like, friends, a thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. Criminal conspiracy. Granny's Watching, alongside other individuals, conspired to engage in unlawful conduct, including harassment, defamation, obstructing plaintiff's efforts to assist in ongoing investigations. Hat declaration. And he can't. The conspiracy was demonstrated through concerted actions to damage his reputation and credibility, including spreading misinformation and encouraging others to take part in these harmful acts. Criminal conspiracy occurs when two or more persons agree to commit a criminal act, and an overt act is performed in furtherance of that agreement. The acts taken by Granny's Watching and her co-conspirators qualify as an ongoing conspiracy to harm plaintiff Nick the Hat. Obstruction of justice. Defendant Granny's Watching intentionally engaged in conduct that obstructed, impaired, or perverted the administration of justice by creating barriers that prevented plaintiff Nick from aiding law enforcement in investigations, including a case involving a missing child. Hat declaration. These actions were taken to hinder plaintiff's participation in investigative efforts, thereby obstructing lawful processes. It is a criminal offense to intentionally obstruct the administration of law through coercive or other means. Granny's actions meet the statutory requirements of obstruction. Intimidation of a witness or victim. And after I read this section, I'm going to come back over and say hi. Defendant's conduct, including spreading false allegations and misrepresenting plaintiff's statements, and we're talking about Nick, was aimed at intimidating and deterring plaintiff from participating as a witness or in assisting law enforcement, which he cannot do now because of the false claims. Such acts sought to undermine plaintiff's role in ongoing investigations. They must have gotten really scared, whoever, when Nick and Dog showed up to be doing this kind of stuff or inciting this kind of behavior, constituting intimidation under the relevant statute. Wow. It is a crime to intimidate a witness with the intent to influence, obstruct, or impede justice. The actions described constitute violations of this law by seeking to hinder plaintiff's involvement. Defendants made several false and defamatory statements about plaintiff, including portraying him as threatening violence and spreading untrue information regarding his professional conduct. Hat declaration. These statements were made publicly with the intent to damage plaintiff's reputation and credibility. Pursuant to the law, defamation is established when false, malicious statements injure a person's reputation. Defendant's false accusations satisfy these elements. Yeah, he took it hard. I mean, they hit him hard. It's just wrong. Violation of the Pennsylvania, and for that O'Donnell, I feel just terrible for her. Violation of the Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and RICO Act. Plaintiff Hat incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs set forth herein. Defendants participated in a pattern of criminal activity that included harassment, defamation, obstruction of justice, and intimidation targeting Plaintiff Hat. Yes, I will give the case number. Absolutely. Let me just finish this, and when I come back to you, I certainly will at Joan. These actions were part of an enterprise aimed at damaging plaintiff's reputation, hindering his involvement in lawful investigations. Under Pennsylvania Corrupt Organizations Act and the Federal RICO Act, defendants engage in activities that constitute a pattern of racketeering involving multiple predicate acts as part of an organized effort to harm plaintiff. The predicate acts include harassment, targeted acts that seriously alarmed and annoyed the plaintiff. Well, yeah, they're calling his parole officer and he's being summoned, and everything's in all caps. The next, that's terrible. Defamation, false statements intended to injure plaintiff's reputation, obstruction of justice, actions taken to prevent plaintiff's participation in law enforcement efforts. Someone was really nervous that they came to town. Intimidation of a witness, conduct aimed at deterring plaintiff's role in investigative matters. I mean, listen to all this. They haven't been involved that long. This ongoing pattern of conduct demonstrates a continuous scheme of illegal activities that meet the criteria for violations under both state and federal laws. Conclusion. You all okay? Here, let me just come in and check. Everyone okay? Yeah, we're almost done. It's almost like a drug investigation. You start with the small fish to catch the big fish. Yeah. Go civil first and see if they stop. It may turn criminal if they don't. And thank you so much, Bear 90 and Grandma. So yeah, this is oh, thank you so much, Light Fawn. Welcome in, and I'm so glad you did as well. Thank you. Yeah, the Cheetah. Oh, gotcha. And Brandy, I always love your comments too. They have all of your comments are wonderful. They have evidence needed now to force others to talk. Yeah. And Brandy, I'm wondering also if it won't bring forth people because this might give some comfort, to them. Sorry, my dogs I've been on here all day. Oh, thank you, Grandma. Thank you. I'm reading your comments real quick. Thank you. Hi, YouTuber. Good to see you. Glad you're still in here. Sorry, you guys. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to mute. So, sorry. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, use a minnow to catch a pike. That's a great way to put it. No, we haven't heard all the defendants yet. They don't name them all. We know there are Barbecue Lady, Granny's Watching, and 50 inclusives. So that's 52, right? 50. I think it said 50 plus. Let me actually look what I wrote down. 50 inclusives. Okay, so there's 52. And so far we have J is for Justice, At Burnt Now, Queen Bee, Cluminati, Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, Barbecue Lady, Granny's Watching, A. Coleman, I don't even know who that is, Brett Norton, C.I., Katie, Jill, Body, um, Body Movan, which I've seen her channel, Character Analysis. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 are named here. Tina C. They're making friends. Yeah, whenever I'm watching TV or something like that happens, my dogs go bananas when they hear the barking. Well, Tuesday, I think at 10 a.m., right? And you all, please come back and watch it with me in the evening. I have to be teaching classes, so I don't get to watch it at 10 a.m. with you. And so I would love to watch it with you. And if there's anyone willing to film it for me, I would really appreciate that. Hello again, Heather's Madness. Hi, Light Fawn, all of you. Okay, I'm going to jump over there and finish this. Hi, Jen Hub. You all are doing a great job. Sorry, I'm tormenting your dogs. You're all doing a great job modding and in the chats, and I appreciate the respect. We're building a really good channel here. Zan0809. Yay, we're glad you made it. You have to get up at 4 a.m. to go to a portable medical tent in NC. Oh, well, we'll see you soon, hopefully, Zan0809. I was on this morning, so we'll catch it. I'll be on tomorrow as well, Sunday. Probably not for this long, let me tell you. Yay, Jen Hub, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, yay, Bear. Oh, good. So we'll watch it together. We'll watch it as a family. Thank you, all of you who are buying memberships. I so appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate the support. Aw, thank you, Warrior River. Oh, that's sad. I bet you miss her. They're like family. Hi, Misty Fisher. Good to have you back. Really glad to have you back. This is I think this is really important. Thank you, Jima, for putting the link up. This is just really important for Sebastian and for Sebastian's rights, his civil rights. You know, no one should be able to manipulate and plan and play games and make light of his life. So these people, you know, everyone was so worried they're not saying anything, they're not going to do anything. Well, guess what? They dropped little hints along the way. They lit the fuse. Someone's going to be unhappy. This might be their last weekend. We knew it was coming. And so it came. Boom. Yeah, me too. Capital Productions, I would have absolutely. Yes. Okay, I'm heading back over. You all got this? And we're almost finished. And then we'll read definitely about the press conference. I don't know if I can handle Stephen's SF today. We'll see what time it is. 1 second. Here's our conclusion. Let me get my big old drink of water. For the foregoing reasons, plaintiffs respectfully request that this court grant a permanent injunction against defendants, Barbecue and Granny's Watching, enjoining them from engaging in the unlawful conduct alleged herein. Defendants' continuous and coordinated acts of defamation and harassment and interference with plaintiffs' lawful efforts to locate Sebastian Rogers, as well as their obstruction of justice and organized conspiracy to harm plaintiffs, warrant the court's intervention to prevent further irreparable harm. The injunctive relief is necessary to protect the plaintiff's reputations, professional relationships, safety, and ongoing efforts to locate the missing child, as well as prevent any future unlawful acts by the defendants and those acting in concert with them. Relief sought. So here's what they're asking for. They want the court Plaintiffs respectfully request that this court enter judgment in their favor and against defendants, granting the following relief. Preliminary injunction prohibiting defendants Barbecue and Granny, as well as any persons or entities acting by, for, or through them from further disclosing, disseminating, or publicly sharing any private communications involving plaintiffs, their associates, including but not limited to recordings, live streams, or related content obtained without the consent of all parties, in violation of the Pennsylvania Wiretap Act. Directing defendants to cease the use of crowdsourcing. I guess this got them very upset. Cease the use of crowdsourcing or fundraising platforms, including but not limited to GoFundMe, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, YouTube, Super Chats, to solicit funds for their legal defense or any other purpose related to this litigation. All fundraising efforts must be conducted with full transparency and accuracy regarding the nature of the defense, and defendants shall be prohibited from making misleading statements about the case. Prohibiting defendants Barbecue Lady and Granny's Watching, along with their associates, from making any defamatory or disparaging statements regarding plaintiff Seth Rogers, Tony Mathis, At Night Media, or any other named individuals, whether directly, indirectly, through any platform or medium, to prevent further harm to plaintiffs' reputations and emotional distress, as per Pennsylvania defamation law. Directing defendants Trude and saying, that's Granny and Barbecue, to cease any attempts to portray, disclose, or release the private information, identities, or family details of plaintiffs and associated individuals, whether through social media, public forums, or any other channels, to protect the safety and privacy of those involved. Requiring defendants Barbecue Lady and Granny's Watching to immediately remove any existing online content, videos, posts, or publications that reference plaintiffs in a defamatory, harassing, or intrusive manner, and to certify in writing that such content has been permanently removed from all platforms under their control. Now, I'm surprised they're not asking all these other creators that have been mentioned to do that as well. Ordering defendants Barbecue and Granny's Watching to reimburse plaintiffs for any costs incurred in addressing or mitigating the harm. Got distracted. Mitigating the harm caused by the defendant's unauthorized disclosures and defamatory conduct, including but not limited to legal fees, investigative costs, and any necessary remedial actions. Mandating that defendants inform their audiences, including followers, supporters, subscribers, associates, to cease and desist from all defamatory, harassing, or threatening behavior, and to provide evidence to the court within 7 days confirming that such evidence has been done. Okay, hold on. That such instructions have been issued in good faith. Granting such other and further preliminary relief as this honorable court deems just and appropriate to prevent ongoing and irreparable harm to plaintiffs. After trial, a permanent injunction permanently prohibiting defendants Trude and Singh from committing any further acts of disclosure, dissemination, or public sharing of private communications involving plaintiffs or their associates from any future violation of the Pennsylvania Wiretap Act. Now, I wonder if because of this, if this comes down and ends up, sticking and all that, would they get in trouble for doing it to other victims? Or is it just, well, here you go again kind of thing? Would that, that I think would be a big deal. So basically, it should probably end all the nonsense. Permanently enjoining defendants Barbecue and Granny, as well as any agents, employees, or affiliates acting on their behalf, from making any defamatory or harassing statements regarding plaintiffs and from engaging in any conduct intended to harm plaintiffs' reputations, privacy, or personal safety. Directing defendants Barbecue and Granny to return any confidential or private information obtained during the course of their conduct, including but not limited to recordings, messages, or other data related to plaintiffs, in whatever form it exists, and to certify that no copies or derivatives remain in their possession or control. Barring defendants Barbecue and Granny from contacting plaintiffs or any named individuals in this action, directly or indirectly, through any means for any purpose other than court-sanctioned communication. Mandating that defendants inform their audiences, including followers, supporters, subscribers, and associates, to cease and desist from all defamatory, harassing, or threatening behavior, and to provide evidence to the court within 7 days, confirming that such instructions have been issued in good faith. Ordering defendants Barbecue and Granny to reimburse plaintiffs for all costs, expenses, punitive damages as appropriate for willful and malicious actions. Last but not least, granting such other and further permanent relief as this honorable court deems appropriate to fully and finally resolve the matters at issue and to protect plaintiffs from ongoing harm. And then Hong signed as the managing partner of At Night Media. And that is our complaint. We did it, friends. We did it. Yay! Thank you, Eileen Mary. I'm glad you're enjoying them. We got through it. No, thank you so much, YouTuber. That's so kind of you. I so appreciate you all, your support, your love. Oh, Misty, thank you. I want to thank you, Miss J, for keeping this about Sebastian. I emailed you, sweetheart. Okay, let's bring Sebastian home to his daddy, Seth. Yes, so thank you so much, Misty. I'm writing down that you emailed me. Thank you so much, my friends. Yes, let's bring him home to his dad. No obstructions. We just need him home. Need him home for sure. Okay, so what I think we're going to do, thank you so much, Misty. That's so sweet of you. I so appreciate all of you, each and every one of you. What we're going to do is we're going to read True Crime Junkie. Hi, welcome for being here. I don't know. I'm shocked hearing this from you guys. I've been on here and pretty much all day, so I can't believe that. I mean, it's literally going to be it could be prison time of 20 years and a $250,000 fine, which can be doubled. That was big, wasn't it, Sandy? Very big. Very, very big. So I'm just going to read. I think what we're going to do is we're going to read. Hi, Danielle R. Third one on list. Q. Danielle, are you referring to Q? Wow, that's something. You guys following each other around from place to place, Misty, Fisher, and Warrior River? Yeah. Because they're not allowed to crowdsource or do anything. Well, thank you, Zan0809. You all make it what it is. I really appreciate all of you. You're tracking her. That's funny. Oh, wow. You've seen at least 3 still at it. Unbelievable. Well, that's just really shocking. Nick the Hat said one was served by their lawyer. Let me go back to it for you. Barbecue was served by her lawyer. This was yesterday. He's in Mr. E's Crimecast. He said, which was a great show, by the way. He said, this is an emergency. Deputies will arrive if they haven't already for Granny's watching, and Barbecue was served by her lawyer. So they will have a hearing within a month, he says. And let me tell you what else I know. We will go to trial if they want to. Injunction will be vigorously pursued for Sebastian's sake. We need help finding him. They're scaring everyone away. Amen. Amen. There's no excuse for that. And they are prepared and ready for trial. So let me go ahead and read to you. I'm going to read to you about the press conference Tuesday because I have a feeling we're going to want to delve into Steve SF investigates a little bit more. And this girl's tired, my voice. So, oh, wow, there's that much. So there's a lot of evidence, friends. And I just find it interesting when they use the words central and center when it comes to the Proudfoots. Yeah, Brenda, that was brought up, or that was mentioned in the affidavit or in this document that I guess it was for something else. I don't know Nina Drew. I don't know her. I don't follow her. I don't care to, in my opinion, with all this going on. So please hit that like button, and I am going to look over to X to get you the press conference information. Here we go. And then one last time, I will play for you what Nick added last night. He said, just like that, and I don't know if he's posted today. He said, just like that, we're back in action. Today we filed a complaint against several online creators, put creators in quotes. He said, who have capitalized on the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers and orchestrated fraudulent GoFundMe campaigns to fund their own lifestyles fueled by hate. Now, then he attaches this to the press conference letter, which wasn't there earlier.
So what? You spoke about that publicly first. Like, there's nothing that they can do. And Molly, you might want to take these off of your paid subscription, please.
Oh, sorry, that was not the beginning of it. Hold on.
Hold
on. Let me get to the beginning for you guys.
So what? You spoke about this attorney.
Yeah, I was reading it.
They try saying that we can't fundraise. They can't tell me I can't fundraise. They can't take away. They don't have the right to take away that right. The other thing that they say is they list off like 15 people that they're covering, that their umbrella companies protecting. And I'll tell you what, if you think having them file this on your behalf is going to stop me, you just amp me up, because it's not. It's not for you, BJ. It's not. Not for you. It's not. There's not one, like they listed when I talked
Brittney
about the
J.
accident outside of her house. So what? You spoke about that publicly first. Like, there's nothing that they can do. And Molly, you might want to take these off of your paid subscription, please. This attorney.
Yeah, so he added that. He added that yesterday. CB, let's see. Wow. Exhibit 40, page 26, page 7, Declaration of Holmesy. Sebastian had gone missing after being last seen with Chris and Kate. What? Exhibit 40, page 26, page 7. Did we miss something? Sebastian had gone missing after being last seen with Chris and Kate at dinner the night before. Hold on. Page 26. I'm going back. Good catch. I don't remember reading that. I would have definitely stopped. But I read it the first time last night. It was so late. Page 26. Okay, let's go here. Now this says 29, but it says 26 on here. So is this the right one? I don't see that. So let's try. Let's go back to 26 here. I don't see it. Exhibit 40, you said? Because that's huge. Well, remember they said he disappeared after the restaurant. Okay, so that's 53. So we're too far. He disappeared after leaving. They said, why am I not seeing it? Exhibit 40. I'm sure we got to 40. Yeah, here's 4, 3. Let's move this down quicker. I'm looking for it, friends. Just give me a sec. Why am I not able to find this? Exhibit 40 should be easy to find because we had all those exhibits, right? Oh, and I will put the case number up for everyone. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Where are all the exhibits we were reading, right? Okay, here's 51. Okay. Exhibit 27. Oh my goodness, come on. 53. I'm jumping right over it. Okay, here's 40. 5. You're saying exhibit 40. There's 39. I don't, exhibit 40 here says hat now faces severe restrictions based on nothing more than a web of fabrication spun by individuals' intent. I'm going to have to come back and see what you mean. Oh, paragraph 26. I'm sorry. Exhibit 40, paragraph 26. Page 7. Okay. I'll have to look at that. After being last seen with Chris and Katie at dinner the night before, did any of you hear me read that out loud? Okay, and I am going to put the case number right now in the chat so anyone who wants to get it themselves can, just so I don't forget. Thank you, Gma. CV-2024-009083. Will you like screenshot that, CB, and email it to me, please? That portion? crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. So it's 0983. So here is the case number. And you need the name. So let me get you the name real quick because it's on the front page here. And I'm going to stop sharing because their addresses are there. So I forgot what the name of it was. I think it's just at night, but I want to make sure and give you the right one. Yeah, hold on. It's at, because there's a few different things. Let me, just so it makes it easier for you. At night, okay, let me write it in. Media LLC is the title. Because it's going to ask you for the case number and then the name. And this is the name. At Night Media LLC. There's more names to it, but if you just put that in, and by the way, it's under civil, under the civil ones. Okay. Yes, I agree, Misty, in my opinion. I pray it does too, my friend. I really, really do. I really do. That was a lot to get through, wasn't that? Hatter's Madness. Thank you. You're welcome. And thank you all for getting through it with me. Oh my goodness, they're posting copies of the lawsuit. Guys, this is serious stuff. This is really serious. I don't understand. Tanya, hello. Welcome in. I will. I'm going to drink something for my throat. I want to read to you all about the dog is a good sleuth. I had faith in him. You know, people said, well, he didn't find Brian Laundrie. You can't find them all, but he's there, right? Yeah, absolutely, Sandy. Let me go back to page 1. Everyone, we're going to start over. Hi, cat lady. It doesn't in this. If you look up RICO, it's a minimum maximum of 20 years, $250,000 fine that can also be doubled, up to a $250,000 fine, and they can double the fine. So it's serious. And if they're already, you know, laughing at things, that concerns me, you know. Absolutely. All of you. You've just done, it's just been so much fun. Let's go ahead and wrap up after we read this. Welcome. Oh, thank you, Freebird. Now, did you put Freebird in the subject so I know it's from you? You guys, when you email me, please put your YouTube handle in the subject so I know it is you, because sometimes I won't know, you know, who it is. Oh, Nina Drew, you're so sweet. You all, I just so appreciate you. And it's been so fun spending the day together. We did it in 2 parts, but we did it, right? Right? Hi, Polly Pepper. We're all on info overload. Yes. So all I want to do right now is read what I just was just the about the press conference, so you know that, and we'll worry about Stephen Fisher's response tomorrow. Okay. This is from One World, who is an intelligence agency. Okay. One World headquarters, also at the World Trade Center. One World Trade Center. Says page 7. Okay, thank you. And it says, news conference announcing legal action related to the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This should be a united effort to bring a missing child home, said Joseph Lesniak, Esquire. Amen. We must fiercely protect the integrity of this search, not just for Sebastian's sake, but for every family who believes in the promise of truth, justice, and a country that stands together in times of crisis. Media, Pennsylvania, October 18th, 2024. And that was yesterday. A news conference will be held on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024 at 10 a.m. And we'll watch it on a replay on the steps of the Delaware County Court of Common Pleas, located at 201 West Front Street, Media, Pennsylvania. Are any of you in Pennsylvania? Close enough to go? Hi, Mon is Smoke. The legal action. Wait, did I? Oh, sorry. The legal team will discuss the latest legal actions concerning the ongoing search for Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old who went missing on February 25th, 2024, and was reported missing the following day. Legal counsel for the plaintiffs includes attorneys Joseph Lesniak, Esquire, and Bruce Castor. Big name. The legal action involves a RICO and organized crime civil case filed in Delaware County aimed at addressing the harmful spread of misinformation and exploitation that has obstructed the investigation. The case targets individuals and groups who have propagated false narratives, undermining the search for Rogers and delaying justice for his family. And it goes on. It says, Joseph Lesniak will be joined by Hong Shi, managing partner of One World and At Night, and Nick the Hat, a member of Dog the Bounty Hunter's high-risk fugitive recovery task force, and At Night to outline the legal strategy and next steps. The Bill of Rights was ratified here in Pennsylvania in 1791, just 4 years after the Constitution was adopted in 1787, said the Honorable Bruce Castor, Jr. Pennsylvania has a long history of standing up for fundamental freedoms, and now it can help right the wrongs happening in Tennessee. Amen. I love it, and I hope it resonates further out of Sumner County, all over Tennessee. They need help. I just love that. Rights the wrongs happening in Tennessee. By addressing the cyberbullying and harassment impacting the search for Sebastian Rogers, this legal action aims to protect the civil liberties that he and those supporting him deserve. Absolutely. He deserves so much and so much more than this. Interviews with Dog the Bounty Hunter are to be scheduled via At Night for legal purposes pending litigation. All interview requests should be directed to Media At Night Agency. Interviews with Tony Mathis, national spokesperson for Seth Rogers, will be available starting Wednesday, October 23rd. Media reps can attend Tuesdays event as long as they RSVP no later than Monday, October 21st at 4:00 p.m. to be included on the attendance list. RSVP should be sent, and then they tell where they want it sent. So that's it. It will be Tuesday. You sort of heard it, and it was on page 7. Yeah, we'll have to go back. I'll have to go back and look at that, friends. I'm shot right now. Yeah, I thought so too. Poor Sebastian is right. Yeah, it is devastating. Absolutely. But we do have hope now. You know, there's law and courts looking at them and all that good stuff. Number 6, Declaration of Hong. Number 26. Okay, I'll look at it. Thank you. I'll look at it in the morning, my friends. Well, I want to make sure. Hi, wait, what? Thank you so much for being here. I want to make sure I've said hello and greeted everyone who's in here. TJ at 69, thank you. I want to thank all the mods today. You've gone above and beyond. Sandy, again, you are just too good. So kind. Sandy, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you for your presence, for your candor, your banter. Hi, sassy Southern Witch. This is a civil RICO, right? So no jail for a civil RICO, but could it not be escalated to federal if they do not comply? I wonder. Who's YouTuber Jules? Who is YouTuber Jules? Ginger Girl? Who is YouTuber Jules? Yeah, Sandy, that's so generous of you. Thank you so much. Okay, Freebird, I'll remember. Freebird, remind me again. What are you? Give me a little clue so I'll know when I see it that it's you. Thank you, Misty, for putting your name in the subject. Yeah, that way it's easier. That way, if I know your YouTube name, Ooh, very cute. Okay, proof of life footage at Texas Roadhouse. Yes, Jackie Taylor. Oh, wow. Does that really say that in the document, friends? Has anyone found it? Oh, thank you, Sandy. You guys are too kind. 9 hours with 1 break. Oh, gotcha, CB. Okay. CB, because it's a 300-page document, I believe. So we have 83 pages of it. So CB says the full actual exhibits are not in the filing we just read. It's a separate, oh my gosh, we have more to read, friends. Just kidding. It's a separate filing. I will send it directly to Crime Time Buzz anyway. Thank you, CB. Please put your name in the subject. I appreciate you. Then I will highlight what is different in there, and we will go over some of the differences in there. Oh, wow. And then there's going to be more coming out. We have the press conference Tuesday, and I want to thank all of you for being here and those who mod today. Ginger Girl, Gma, James C. I'm not sure if he's still in here, but I just want to thank each one of you supporting Sebastian. That's why we're here. He does have civil rights. He deserves the right to be searched for. People deserve the right to search for him. So thank you all. I'm just so glad. It's been a long day. Oh, Nina Drew, thank you so much. I want to make sure I get everyone. Sandy, did I get this? I think I did. Did I get everyone? Let me make sure I got everyone. Capital Productions, thank you. Sandy, thank you. Capital, thank you for joining. VKW, thank you so much, you all. You're so generous. Hatter's Madness, thank you so much. Yeah, it's not. I appreciate. I had fun reading it to you, but now my voice is a little sore and tired. But now I have some more pages to go through. YouTuber, thank you so much for the super sticker. Misty Fisher, thank you so much. This is about Sebastian, and I appreciate that you all recognize that. Nina Drew, thank you. You guys are just so good. Sandy, thank you for the super sticker. And Nina Drew, again, thank you for the super sticker. You all are just amazing. And I will be in touch in the morning. And thank you so much for being here. Hopefully, this will have things go in a positive direction. And thank you so much, CB, for sending that to me. I will look at it. That is unbelievably shocking, which is probably why they say he went missing right after Texas Roadhouse, in my opinion, allegedly. Friends, blessings to all of you. Gma and Ginger, thank you so much for all you've done today. I truly appreciate it, Ginger Girl and Grandma and James C. When you were in here, you all are an amazing group. I just look so forward to my time with you. We will find Sebastian. We will not give up. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, Ruby Slippers, hello, welcome in. I'm so glad you found us. I just saw you. Hi, Victoria. Glad you're still here. Separate. Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you found us, Ruby Slippers. Welcome in. Okay, Sassy Southern Witch responded to my question, though. I want to. Only state or federal agencies can bring a criminal complaint against another. A private citizen cannot file a criminal charge against another person. They can only file a civil action. Well, thank you. So it won't hold 20 years of prison time. High Creations by Kimber. So it's a civil RICO, but it could turn criminal if the DIA decides to prosecute. RICO convictions cases have a 98% success rate. You guys are amazing. I think I watched it last. I did watch it last night. So I'll have to go back and watch. Wow. Oh, you are in Western Pennsylvania, and it is a long state, so you're not near where they're going to be. That would be cool. Yes, at Sandy, thank you so much. I'm not still reading. I'm just looking and making sure you all. I just want to make sure I've greeted all of you, and it's because it just means the world to me that you are all here. In my opinion, oh, absolutely, Misty Fisher. That's weird, and it still is. The whole thing is. The whole thing is. Yes, I did hear this is a federal injunction. Yeah. Money, smoke. This is serious. If I ever got one of these, I would find a lawyer quickly, in my opinion, and also sit down and oh, I hope it spreads through Tennessee and could get to Summers' case. My goodness, I would love that. Absolutely. That is such a heart that Summers' case caused so much pain in my heart. So much pain. Well, thank you all. I think I've gotten Light Fawn. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I will, and Charlene Story, hi. I will see all of you tomorrow. Keep Sebastian in your minds. Seth and everyone searching, that they will absolutely be able to have some answers. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. Talk soon, friends.